just with everybody know that I am recording now. At first I started to put on like makeup and be all dolled up, but I want to show y'all the vulnerability and I want to show y'all just like this. At the end, I'm going to give you guys a bath. Don't let me forget that if you are wanting to cleanse yourself of a nigga having control over you, this includes any past nigga that you didn't ever fucked. This is a for sure bath that it's really, really good with cleansing that type of energy off of you, so to speak, okay? So if there's an ex or ex-husband or ex-girlfriend or an ex-boyfriend, so don't let me forget, this is a really good bath. If you guys do it the right way and go to your ancestors, it can cut the cord. So yay for that. I probably will be taking some breaks and stuff in between because this is a lot of talking and I've already been working today and a bitch be tired, okay? Started to cancel this class and I said no because that just means I have to reschedule it and put on my schedule for November and I don't want to do that either. So we're going to have this motherfucker tonight. All right, so I'm also going to be breaking a lot of stuff down. This is such an important video. You guys probably will go back and look at it 100 times, and you should, okay? All right. So the first thing that we are going to discuss is, what do you think divine energy is? What do you think it is? And you can raise your hand, you can use the icon on Zoom, and that's how you will be acknowledged. But what do you think that divine energy, what do you think it is? Y'all don't know? Okay, Morgan and Hannah.
I would say your divine energy would be more of your higher self when you're in tune with the higher you.
Yeah, there's some truth to that.
Okay.
I'm trying to impress y'all. No, I'm just kidding.
No, okay. Okay.
I want you guys to really like get into it. So, A. Marie, what do you think it is?
It is your power within, the power within yourself.
Yeah, that is true too. Anybody else?
When you said divine energy, it made me think about what my granny used to say, which is like everything happens in divine order. So when I think of divine energy, I think of like divine as in like great spirit, like all of that heavenly energy. That's what I think.
Okay. So let me give you guys, and I want you to take notes, okay? It's really important to me that you do that. So divine energy has a lot of names, okay? So just to name a few, yin is one, Y-I-N. Lunar, L-U-N-A-R. Shakti, S-H-A-T-K-I. And the word passive, which is like passive, P-A-S-S-I-V-E. So that's just to name a few, right? So, and y'all know I have my notes. I had to keep this together. So they're all the same thing. The divine energy is the goddess energy within. It's the energy of flow of you. It's the energy of the flow of you. It's your being. It's your intuition. And of the moon. The moon, not the sun, is a divine energy. The moon, not the sun, S-U-N, is the divine feminine energy. The sun is a masculine. That's why a lot of you guys' cycles align with what? The moon phases. Some of them align with the new moon, the full moon, because it's the feminine energy. So like every human, regardless of every gender, has both the feminine and the divine masculine. So the divine masculine energy is called the solar, the yang, the Shiva, right? It's the energy within, right? So most of our modern culture kind of focuses on the masculine energy. You want to know why? Because this is getting on my nerves. This is getting on my nerves. So the masculine energy does the pushing, the doing, the producing, the going. And so technically that's what the feminine, the female, the woman, she's having to do what? The doing, the pushing, the producing, the going. So most of us walk in that masculine energy, but not the divine feminine energy. And once you're able to understand the two, then you're able to do better. You're able to recognize when you're doing too much, when you're pushing too hard. Have you ever noticed that at first, when you first start dating a guy, you're giving him a hard time 9 times out of 10. And 9 times out of 10, he likes you more than you like him in the beginning. Then either you fuck and the sex might not even be that good, but he's still really into you. And all of a sudden you let your guard down, right? And then there's a uneven exchange of energy that happens because now that divine feminine energy that you had, now it creeps all the way down, and the masculine, the producing, the pushing, the going, that takes over. So now you like aggressive as fuck, and you want this man to be like up under you, and you forget all the motherfucking teachings that you was doing and all the studying you did when you were single. Because the next time I get a man, I'm gonna do this, 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 and this. And he don't even have to blow your back out, but the fact that he, gave you some attention like that. So now you just like, I'm gonna go with that. So just like the yin and yang, you need both energies, right? They complement each other. When did you lose your divine feminine energy? Does anybody know when they lost theirs? That's a question. When did you lose it? Hey, Marie.
When I was about 21, I lost my divine feminine energy.
So what happened?
I just fell in love with this guy, and I just let myself loose. And I let him control me at 21.
Because you were just happy for that attention, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So we normalized any type of abuse. We normalized any type of disrespect. We normalized all of these things that probably we would not have. And now we are caught up. Is it caress?
It's Karis.
Karis. Y'all be having a motherfucking. Okay, go ahead, baby.
It's
When
my
did
mama's
you
fault.
lose your divine energy?
I believe that I lost my divine energy after my husband's passing.
And why is that?
Because when he passed, our son was in his freshman year of high school. Our daughter was entering her senior year in high school. And I felt like I needed to be stronger and be everything for them, so they wouldn't, while they would miss him, they would understand that he was with them.
Okay. So what about you?
I went on the back burner. I stopped for me at that particular time, everything became about them, and I took a back seat until my youngest graduated.
So as a woman, and I'm saying a Black woman because that's the majority, okay, that's on this. Why is it that that's okay?
It's
Because
not.
I'm sure it's everybody's story. Like when you have children and you have families, I just became a mom and I had to take care of my kids, and then you done gained a little weight and that you done let it go because you used to be popping all the time. time, and then you kind of like gain some weight and shit, and then you just focus on that life. And what happens to you? Because you're in that masculine energy now. Because remember, we said that the divine masculine energy is what? Doing, pushing, producing, going. And we literally forget about our own sexuality, our sensuality, and who we are as a woman, because now we have become a machine. Miss K, pleasuring.
I think I lost mine when I got married.
Because now your identity is, girl, I got a husband.
Mm-hmm.
And I got to take care of my husband. My cousin, Miss K, pleasuring, I haven't talked to her since May, right? And so I saw on there that her daughter just had her baby. So I take a screenshot and I go, oh my God, Lisa, the baby looks just like you. And she says, well, I'm still mad at my daughter. I say, oh, okay. Because I knew they had been getting into it and stuff like that. Well, she got married in September. I didn't get an invite. It's okay. I'm good. I don't give a fuck no way. I probably wouldn't even win. Let's be clear. So for real. So she was like, I'm just focusing on my husband. So I said, well, I hope you're doing your self-care too. She says to me, what you trying to be funny? You and Damon must be going through something. Bitch, we ain't going through anything. I'm just saying, this is your third marriage, right? Don't forget who you are in the process of trying to be Miss Perfect Patty for this nigga that was really liking you when you was hoeing around with him. I'm just saying. So I say to that, Miss K, pleasuring, that happens a lot. More times than few. That we forget kind of like who we are. That's something that the reason why I didn't want to, not that I didn't want to marry Damon, I just felt like I still had a lot of growing to do as a person. And I didn't feel like I wanted to do that as a wife. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Because I felt like because when a woman marries a man, what's the first thing that happens? She takes on his last name. Mm-hmm. So now it's not about, Gnarly, thank you, baby. I don't need you telling me how the rules on how to work Zoom. I'm gonna do it the way I want to. Thank you, though. Focus on the class. I don't need an assistant. So I had to tell Damon, it's not you. It's just me and how I feel about me and what I'm not willing to give. So if you can work with me, right, in being a wife and still trying to figure out who I am as a woman, because I'm gonna tell you what happens. 36, 37 hits, and every type of bad shit that has ever happened to you in your life, be honest, how many of y'all hit that 35, 36, 37, and all of that shit came rushing, and it's like, you've been fighting this shit your whole life, now you have to deal with it. See, for men, it happens after 45. You know, the midlife crisis. For women, it happens quite earlier because we mature really fast. Ashley Williams, when did you lose yours, darling?
I think I lost mine when I walked out of my relationship at 6 months pregnant. I was pregnant with twin boys, and I felt that everything was pretty much all on me. Yeah, and that's pretty much, yeah.
So what made you walk away?
Because I was dealing with someone who was mean, didn't care. They didn't want me pregnant. 1 minute he did, 1 minute he didn't. It was a lot of stuff going on. It was time to go. And I seen it getting worse if I stuck around. Yeah. And I've been pretty much, it's been me and my boys. And it's been a little hard, you know, when I mean by that, to let somebody else take control. By being in a new relationship with someone who actually wants to do the work, you know? Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Hold on one second for me, guys.
Okay.
All right. Sorry about that. That was Amazon. Apparently, I had 6 boxes that they delivered next door. And I got so much shit, I didn't even realize that I had 6 boxes that was missing. All right. Anywho, so I'm glad Damon wasn't here because he would have had a panic attack. Like, where the fuck all the boxes come from? All right. So, Kiana? I hope I'm saying it right. Kiana? Yeah. Hello?
Yes. Duchess, did you call me?
Yes, ma'am. So,
Okay, sorry. I stepped out for just a
more
second.
feminine energy, Miss Johnson.
Yeah, I think I'm like the other girl said. I'm pretty sure I lost mine around the same time when I have 3 boys and they all have different dads. I'm not proud of it, but that's just how it happened.
Oh, honey, stop explaining and do not ever apologize for that. You need to learn how to own whatever your is. If it was being a hoe, if you just fucking around, if you was in a relationship with all of them, you don't have to put yourself ever in a position where you have to explain it. Don't ever apologize for procreation of a life.
Okay.
Doesn't matter what man it is. So I just want to say that for all of y'all that feel like y'all have to explain it, you don't. Because everybody in here had sex with over 7 people, I'm pretty sure. Okay?
Yeah.
So the only difference between you and some of us is that they swallowed some of theirs. It was on their stomachs. It ended on their ass, the inside of their thighs. Okay? So we don't never have to apologize. Some of them, they caught it in their mouth. Some of it came through their nose because it was so much. I don't know the story. I'm just saying that everybody got a story and you need to be okay with your shit. Get out of the habit of, and I want all of y'all to do that. Get out of the habit of explaining it. I got 4 kids, they got different. So, if they weren't meant to be here, you would have swallowed them, goddamn. You would have been a whole playground in your mouth and in your stomach. Listen, either on one side of the guts or on the other, it happens. So don't do that. Now go ahead, Miss Johnson. You are okay. You in good company. It's a lot of old hoes in here. They young, they older now, they experienced, they didn't calm down. You know, they living a good life. Some young hoes in here too. Okay? Some of them got some stories they ain't proud of. Okay? They're not proud. Some of them fuck brothers, best friends. It's all that shit in here. All of it in here. I can see it. A couple of y'all that backed out from the computer. Too late. I done seen you, honey.
I did that too. That was out of revenge though.
It don't matter.
Yeah.
It's a whole bunch of hoes in here. I'm some hoes in the house, and that's okay. We don't have to explain nothing in here. Look at Jean raising her hand for the 3rd time. So a lot of that shit I done said applied to her, because that's the 3rd time she done raised her hand. Miss Johnson, you don't have to worry about none of that. You in good company. Ain't no judgment in here. Jasmine Morris over there got an expression on her face. She got some stories. Do you hear me? So you all right? You look. I just it don't matter, baby. You can just go.
But yeah, I lost mine having to raise these boys, and I was always a tomboy anyway, so I already had, you know, a little extra boy energy, if that's what you want to call it. But I definitely lost it after I became a mom to all 3 of them within 5 years time. So yeah, that's why I lost mine.
Do you know where y'all really lose it from? You lose it from a single mother. If you are a single mother, you lose it because your mom was a single mom and she was angry half the time because she made some really piss poor choices in men. And she probably took that out on you sometimes too, which made you confused and bitter too. So that's just a part of it, right? I ask that question always because I always ask, where's your root? Where's the root of why you do the things that you do, right? So you have to be aware of that. I'm not letting nobody else in. It's 6:30. Shit. Like I said, just like the yin and yang, you need both of the energies. And a lot of times, especially being a Black woman, we're not taught that. We're taught to be strong. Most of the times, if you have brothers, or even if you are a mother and you have daughters and sons, you treat your daughters harder than you do your boys. And that happens a whole lot. We teach our men to be strong somewhat, but our daughters, we ride their ass because they supposed to do everything. They supposed to have it, but we don't give that to the men. And unfortunately, you are raising somebody's nightmare. You are not raising somebody's dream man. I had a young lady the other day that I did a reading on, and her whole time she wanted to talk was about her son's girlfriend. And I was like, well, what's the problem with the girl? Well, I don't like her. Well, that's evidence, sis. But what did she do to you? Will she be doing him any kind of way? Well, how you know she really doing him any kind of way? Because you're only gonna see one side of it, right? You're only gonna see one side of it because that's your son's side. So of course, when he come to you, he's not gonna tell you all the shit that he did. He's just gonna talk about her. And he's gonna make her look bad because he wants his mommy to feel sorry. And as a Black woman that's over the age of 30 something and 40 or whatever that's watching this, y'all stop cuddling your fucking son. That is the worst fucking thing that you could ever fucking do, is to cuddle a young man. Y'all want to work on y'all divine feminine energy? Treat him like he a fucking man and let him go the fuck on. You know what she said? That's my son and I'm gonna protect my son. And I'm like, your son fucking 28 and he fucking. And you don't even have a fucking man. So if you are a Black woman, like, or a mother, period, don't do that to your sons. Because y'all hard as fuck on the girls and you're very lax with this. And I have a son. I have a son that's 25. 24, sorry. And I don't do that with him. You a fucking grown ass man. And you got a girlfriend. You know what I'm saying? What the fuck I look like babying you? And you eat pussy and fucking shit. Like, nigga, like, get your shit together. Y'all want to take back some of that? Start there. Now, if this offended you, I don't care. You can't whoop me. So, and I'm just telling you the truth anyway. It don't matter. You can't whoop me. You talk about me, and I don't give a fuck about that either. But somebody have to say that. You want to take back some of that feminine energy? Stop putting it in your sons, because you're really making him a punk. I don't give a, and do not spell don't be saying my son and then you spell that shit S-U-N. God damn, that bothers me. Please, y'all, these super metaphysical people with these sons, don't spell that shit S-U-N. Don't do that. If I see it, I'm gonna delete you. Don't do that. It's S-O-N, okay? And I'm sober too. It's probably my problem. Yes, you can lose divine energy from rape, molestation. Your uncle, that he didn't rape or molest you, but he touched your leg, or he rubbed on you, or he held you too close. You can lose it because what it is that when you lose your divine energy, you lose that intuition that is naturally soft, that is naturally feminine, because what it is now you're defensive about everything and you have to protect yourself and you have to guard yourself. So all of these tools, they're masculine tools. Because what do we say? Divine masculine energy is what? Doing, pushing, producing, going, and also protecting. I said I wanted anybody in. They just keep on trying to. And no, you will see it recorded. It's after 6:30. But the feminine energy is to do it as well. But what happens most times if you get so caught up in the masculine part? What happens? You suffer as a woman because he's saying, "Damn, you act more nigga than I do," and you rough as fuck with a man. And 9 times out of 10, that be the nigga you really need to be nice to because he really the one, but you so fucked up because you dated all these fucking poor decision-making ass choices of men. And now, and you even have the audacity to say, well, I don't really like him because his nose big. Well, bitch, you got a big nose too. Both of you motherfuckers gonna have big noses together. Girl, if you don't calm down. I had a bitch to tell me that she ain't never spent more than $10 for a t-shirt, but had a nerve to talk about somebody's man's shoes. Sis, I need you to be more realistic with yourself. So you miss out on your intuition. You miss out on compassion, on the self-love, the presence, and just simply being in silence. Because what happens in the masculine energy? We always feel like we have to be heard. I don't feel like I have to be heard all the time. Do you know why Black women are considered the least popular? I saw this study on YouTube, and they had a room of 100 people, right? And they chose who was the most attractive. And it was a bunch of different races, okay? Do you know who they found the most unattractive? Anybody want to take a wild, crazy guess? Ms. Hannah? Who do they find the most less attractive?
Miss Hannah?
Oh,
I would say just make sure it's the right Hannah.
It doesn't matter.
Oh.
I'm talking about Hannah's iPhone, but Hannah K is all right too. Who do you think they found the most less attractive?
Black women?
Black women. You want to know why? Because we all want to be heard. Oh, he gonna listen to me. Oh, he gonna hear this. I'm gonna finish what I have to say. I'm not like that. People think just because I can read a bitch, because I can, for fucking filth, I don't feel like I really need to say something all the time. If I say something to you, that means you done got on my last goddamn nerve. And I'm talking about the last of the last of the last, and I feel like I need to sit you down so you can think about your life and reflect on it. But I don't really feel like I have to be heard. When I get out of here, y'all know what I'm doing? I'm gonna take a bath. I'm getting to bed, and I'm not gonna talk probably for the rest of the night. Now, my husband might have all the motherfucking conversation in the world, right? But I just say, oh, okay. I just listen. My husband says you talk more to other people than you talk to me. I'm gonna tell you why I do that. Black men are not heard. Men, period, are really not heard. You wanna know why? Because us as Black women, you gotta hear us. We gotta get our stuff out. Y'all need to get over that. Somebody said in the comments, do you wanna be happy or heard? Do you? My daddy told me, he said a woman that is really happy, she hears a lot. And I was like, what the fuck that mean? That means she listen. Think about it. We have 2 ears and 1 mouth. That means you should be listening more than you talk. But we gotta be heard. We gotta be seen. We gotta be felt. I need this nigga to know that I can do this and that. Listen, I don't prove and fin with nobody. Take it from me. It really works. So write that down. I'm going to learn how to be a little bit more quieter. Because some of y'all talk so much, you overtalk the ancestors that are really trying to teach you something. And then you say, well, I'm not getting any messages. They're not talking to me. Yes, they are. You just talking too much. Because in order to receive a message, you have to be quiet enough to listen to it. Some of y'all done all this petitioning and y'all done all this work, but you're not quiet enough to hear it. Most times it's because nobody really listens. So if you're in the situation or the position where you can be heard, then you're going to be heard, and then they're going to listen to you. All right. So imagine the radical revolution in the world if more people moved from the divine feminine space. Imagine if more people were connected to their intuition, if they loved themselves deeply and they lived compassionately and allowed themselves to be present. What does that mean to be present? Most of you in here are not present. You know where you at? In the past. Every action, every decision that you make is based off of what? The past. You're just stuck. Can't nobody even tell you pretty because you're going to tell them, I remember time didn't nobody tell me I was pretty. Girl, can you say thank you and go on? Girl, I love your glow up. Well, I used to didn't have no glow up. It was a brown down. Everything was brown. My skin was brown and everything was brown. Can you just say thank you? Thank you, sis, for noticing that. Thank you. I appreciate that. Y'all can't do that. Y'all don't live in the present. Write that down. I do not live in the present. I live in the past all the fucking time. I wake up every day and I relive some hurt. I reenact some hurt to be the victim to keep me in my present circumstances because I don't live in the present. I live in the past. I just want you to write certain things down because I need you to understand why you are not connected. Why everything for you is hard, why you can't attract a man. Most of your chakras, and I'm just talking about the heart per se, they're blocked because of you. Y'all still crying over a man from 97. God damn. This nigga done had 2 kids, 15 jobs, 7 cars. He done lived in 8 apartments with 9 bitches, and y'all are still reliving that relationship saying, I can't let go of it. Intensively attract the same man. He look different, like he can be a brother to the nigga you dumped. Because you're not living in your present, you are living in your past. Ain't that right, Michelle? We have to be present. We have to live in the present. So I want you guys to write, as of today, I'm going to live in the present. Then anytime some thought process comes, it's going to bring me back to my past, I am going to say, no, I am here today. Because I need you guys to learn how to forgive the experience of the person, might not necessarily be the person, and learn how to forgive yourself. Some of y'all still mad about that nigga y'all fucked in 2005. Baby, that pussy's non-refundable. You can't get none of that back. You gave up that ass. It wasn't shit. It was like watching paint dry. Some of y'all done fucked around and got pregnant behind it, and you looking at him like, damn, I should have swallowed you. Well, it's too late, baby. The baby is here. You just got to go on. And I'm still sober. I'm still sober. It get worse as the class go on by. But I'm still sober at this moment. So you have to forgive yourself too. Everybody done done stupid shit. Remember, think about it like this. Every nigga that you attracted, he was where you were at that time. So it is completely okay that you no longer like a person that looks like this or a person that talks like that because you've evolved. You've grown. My husband tentatively thinks, for some strange reason, y'all know my ex-husband, that Gemini, you know he got the feds. Well, what the fuck does that have to do with me? I'm not that person anymore. That type of nigga don't even attract me. Before I used to be like, oh, you killed somebody? That's sexy. What? You sell drugs? Ooh. You sell nickel bags? That's all right. You grow. I ain't sell a dime bag. This nigga ain't selling half a key. He ain't sell. This nigga been selling dime bags since 2010. You still with it. You still with it. Listen, we done all been there. Think about it like this. Some of y'all still fuck the same nigga that gave you STDs. You still forgave him, took him back. We done all kind of did some fucked up shit like that. Do you get what I'm saying? But you have to get yourself back. You have, and even if you've never been there, now you need to find out where you are. And love yourself. We've all done stupid shit. So connecting to your divine feminine energy is important. Your divine energy reminds you that you are whole, that you are everything that you desire within, and you are worthy of love from yourself and from others. So I want everybody to write this word down. PRANAYAMA. PRANAYAMA. Anybody know how to pronounce that?
Pranayama.
Okay. Pranayama. Do you know what that means? It all starts with your breathing. It all starts with your breath. If you guys study this word, pranayama, it's breathing through your nostril that connects to the lunar energy by inhaling only through your left nostril and exhaling through your right. Inhaling through your left nostril and exhaling through your right. This is a really good exercise when you are needing to bring yourself back to center. Mia, are you taking notes or are you just watching? Okay. So for this breath, you find like a comfortable seat and you bring your thumb and middle finger to your third eye center. You close your right nostril with your thumb and inhale through your left nostril. And then you'll close your left nostril with your right and pinky fingers to exhale through your right nostril. I'll say it again. This is a really good exercise for everybody. And you can continue to breathe this way for at least 20 rounds of breath. Take your time because some of you guys, it might make you panic. Yes, they do teach that in yoga. But inhaling only through your left nostril activates your lunar energy, which runs on the left side of your body. And exhaling only through the right nostril releases your solar energy, which runs on the right side of your body. So let me repeat that. So this is a way to connect to that divine feminine energy. It's pranayama. It all starts with your breath, with your breathing. It's an alternative nostril breathing that connects you to your lunar energy. Because remember, we said that the lunar energy was part of what? The divine feminine energy. And this is an exercise to connect you to it. So you're breathing that connects you to your lunar energy by inhaling only through your left nostril and exhaling through your right. You bring your thumb and your middle finger and you close your right nostril with your thumb and you inhale through that left nostril. The first time that you do this, let me be very clear, it might make you have a panic attack. especially because we deal with so many control issues as Black women. But this is a for sure way of helping to mitigate through that and also to find your balance with that energy, okay? For those of you guys that like tarot cards, Carissa said it happened to me once. Yeah, it will. When you first start doing exercises like this, sometimes it does give certain people panic attacks and stuff like that. Okay, but you can breathe through it. You will be fine. You will be fine. I promise. This is just helping you to connect. This is just helping you to center. So there's a tarot card pool too that helps with the divine energy and drawing that energy in. Each of the questions below will give you insight into your relationship with your divine feminine energy. And you have to get a quiet place, open your mind, and pull a card of any of all these questions. And the questions that you have in mind, I want you guys to write them down. I want you guys to pull a card. And you are literally going to read into your own divine energy. And this is a good way of measuring where you are. You can do this once a month, okay? Once a month. So the first question is, how can I create more flow into my life today? How can I create more flow into my life today? How can I create more flow in my life today? The second question is, how can I open my heart chakra? Because that's the struggle with most of us in here, right? Opening up that heart chakra. How can I open my third eye chakra? The heart chakra and the third eye chakra are the most two important chakras when dealing with your divine feminine energy, okay? The next one is, how can I connect my divine feminine energy? How can I work that? How can I connect with my divine feminine energy? The first question was, how can I create more flow in my life today? How can I open up my heart chakra? The next question was, how can I open up my third eye chakra? How can I connect with my divine feminine energy? The next question is, what is holding me back from connecting with my divine feminine energy? And most of the times, it's the first time that someone took that power away. And they just didn't take it away, you gave it to them. You said, my value is worth more than nothing. Everybody's value is worth more than mine. I got my kids, I'm taking care of my mama, she done moved in, she used to be a dope fiend, stuff like that, I don't know. I'm just saying, like, you put everything into everybody else. I don't want anybody else to ever say that again. Well, I was just trying to take care of everybody else. Because ain't that what y'all say? Don't ever fucking say that again and stop doing it. Number one, the kids will be okay. They'll be okay. That's the worst fucking thing that you can do is to stay in a relationship or stay in something due to what? Your kids. Because if you're happy, guess who's gonna be happy? Your kids. If you're faking it, they're gonna fake it too. And it's gonna be reflective because it's gonna be how they act. So that question is, what is holding me back from connecting with my divine feminine energy? The next question is, what is my relationship with my divine feminine energy? What is my relationship with it? The question under that is, what's my relationship with my masculine? The archetypes for the major arcana that most represent the divine feminine energy is what? The High Priestess card. She's good for the deep intuitive and understandings. The Empress card, she's good for deep connections with feminine energy and manifesting as a creativity, like fertility, abundance, and sensuality. Those two cards, I would literally get a deck of tarot cards, take those out, and you need to put them in your fucking bra, right along with all them crystals and shit y'all got in your bra that when you take your bra, they fall out. Because they're a reminder. I'm gonna tell y'all a story. I know y'all like stories, right? So pretty much, I'm so in tune with my divine feminine energy that literally when I see a man and it benefits me, I turn up automatically. And don't let him make eye contact with me longer than like a second. Just a tenth of a second longer than what he was supposed to. Oh, it's on. And I'll just get whatever I want to get from him. Somebody asked, what was the two cards that represented divine feminine energy? And it's the High Priestess card and the Empress card. Those two cards. They need to be in all of your heart chakra work, your third eye chakra work, because they are what connects. They're the archetypes that connect the tarot cards with the feminine energy. Another thing that Spirit is telling me as well is stop comparing your beauty standards to other people. It's a lot of you young ladies have that really bad in here. You're looking at somebody else and determining that's what the value of beauty is. And if you do that, you'll never feel pretty. You'll never think that you are whatever, because you're basing it off of somebody else's standards. My dad says, and I used to like, what the fuck he get this from? My dad used to say that there is no such thing as an ugly woman. Now, we know that's a goddamn lie. You know what I'm talking about? We know that's a goddamn lie. However, his point in that was, he said that, okay, think about it like this, because I want to help y'all, because somebody just said I suffer from it. Okay. My dad said, a man looks at a woman for one or two things. You know how we look at a man? Look at his nails and look at his nose and look how his forehead wrinkled up. Look at them shoes he got on. He got on football socks. He ain't supposed to be wearing no shit like that. Like, why he got that on? That's a lot of times what, listen, I'm gonna say this one more time. Anybody that's taking my class, how long I give y'all to join? Anybody?
A half an hour.
15 minutes.
Thank
15
you.
minutes.
Thank you. You have 15 minutes. It is 6:58. You will be watching the video tomorrow. You will not catch it live. So anyway, my mother, I used to think that she could manipulate any nigga, like what the fuck. My mother because my mother didn't talk with her like mouth open. She would talk with her teeth clenched. But men like fell at her feet. My mother was a dark-skinned lady, and she was a dark Haitian and Creole, and her eyes were like a greenish gray, and she had like sandy red hair with the gray fucking streak, right? Very different. And I used to look at her and go, I thought my mother was God. I've said that, April, I've said that before, haven't I? Just seeing the things that my mother did, I thought that she was God. I always thought that God was a woman because I saw how she moved. I always thought God had to be a woman for the things that I saw my mom did. And one time, that same cousin Lisa, I said, my mom used to keep my hair up in ponytails all the time, right? But Lisa's hair used to be long and flowing. But my hair was just as long as Lisa's hair, but my mother kept my hair braided. She always put it up, right? And my mom, and one day I said, Mom, I want to be pretty like Lisa. And she said, you are pretty like Lisa. And I was like, no, but I was talking about her hair. That's what I was talking about, because my hair would be braided up and her shit was long and flowing. And she said something to me, and I never forget it. She said, Lisa's mama don't care enough to comb her hair. That's why it's always down. But your mother gets up early to make sure that your hair is washed, combed, braided, beaded, whatever, right? And I thought to myself, oh. I said, well, is Lisa ugly? She said, no, she just unkempt. I was like, oh shit, okay, well, I would never, listen, I didn't understand that. But back to my dad, he said that when men look at women, they can find one or two things about a woman, and that's it. And to them, she's the most beautiful thing in the world. And we'll be like, look at that bitch. That bitch got a big old motherfucking marble head. But he probably looking at this bitch got pretty lips and the bitch can cook. That's all he needed. He don't give a fuck if she got the flattest ass in Texas. The shit so motherfucking flat that when the bitch sit down, she slide off the seat. She got to hold on to both sides when she sit in the chair. So all I'm saying, I know people in here that got gaps. And they so want to close that gap because they think it's ugly. It's a nigga that all he want is a bitch with a gap teeth. All he want to see is that bitch stick her tongue through that motherfucking slit between her motherfucking teeth, and he just is happy as some bitch. So what I'm saying is there is somebody for everybody. Stop comparing your value by how you look based off of somebody else. Them bitches on 600-pound live, don't they always got a motherfucking man? And you 202 pounds and single, talking about you can't get nobody and you need to lose weight, and this bitch is 823 motherfucking pounds. And talking shit, smelling like tuna, albacore, and motherfucking chalk. So I'm just saying, y'all, that fights against too. That fights against, because I be looking at Maribel motherfucking wobble up to that goddamn scale when what's his name? Dr. No, when he be like, you haven't lost any weight in 9 months. You still fat. This bitch eating a whole hog. I remember that bitch that was frying chicken in her bed, and y'all sitting up talking about, I ain't gonna never be able to find nobody, and I need to lose all this weight because I got this man. I need to grow my hair out. And this bitch motherfucking hair so goddamn greasy, she can fucking drain that shit into that motherfucking skillet that she frying that chicken in her motherfucking bed with a hot plate. I need y'all to get y'all motherfucking life. Cause y'all be on some bullshit. Well, you know my neck. Some of them bitches ain't got no goddamn neck. And they got a man. You know what them hoes is, they confident in they fucking fuckery. Y'all got to learn how to be confident too. I sit up and told Damon, I'm gonna do like my business partner and I'm gonna go get the 360. And he said, now where you gonna go when you go get that? And I said, I'm gonna come home. He said, I like all that ass thighs. He was like, that shit work for me. And I was like, well, listen, I used to be like, and I don't mind saying this, Damon want me to sit on his face. He'd be like, when you get out the shower, baby, you can come. And I was like, well, Damon, I don't want to sit on your face, baby, because I can fucking smother you or something. And then I'm gonna have to explain why you died. He's like, well, baby, if I die, I die. I said, well, shit, that's really... My point in that is the thing that you feel like is the less attractive probably is the most attractive thing to you. So that too destroys some of y'all divine feminine energy because you're basing how you look off of somebody else that was probably trying to be mean. I can't remember what show it was. He asked the men to give the women the wigs and how they wanted the women to dress. And I remember on one episode, the dude, the lady's hair was blonde and short. So he gave her a black long wig. Can you imagine? Tell me how you want me to look. And then he gives you something that's completely different from how you look. That's a motherfucker that probably need to be with somebody else. If your hair is natural, so what? I asked Damon, I was like, cause you know, y'all, I'll switch my hair up in a fucking minute. Y'all will see pictures I posted Monday and my shit to my ass, and then you will see me Wednesday talking about natural. Cause I took this shit out and got hot. And I want that shit on my motherfucking neck like that, make my nerves bad. So all I'm saying is, and I don't even know why I can't get off of this. Maybe it's somebody that really needs to hear this. Stop basing your beauty standards off of somebody else's. If they don't like it, he's just not for you. I don't know why certain people are so afraid of that. That you will tolerate and deal with somebody for the sake of just a body. Because that's what it is. It's just a body. They're not even for you. They ain't for you. All right, so some crystals, the best crystals for connecting with the divine feminine energy. The labradorite, Labradorite. This is wonderful for self-discovery, for intuition, and for harmony, universal harmony. And I can't. Y'all are beautiful in your own defined right. And it doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. When are y'all gonna get that? I look at y'all names on Facebook, which completely tripped me out. And y'all don't even live up to them. That makes you bogus as fuck. And aren't y'all tired of pretending? Like, be for real. Aren't you tired of pretending to be happy? Aren't you tired of pretending like everything's okay? That you can't even be honest enough if somebody, I don't even know why I went here, but I'm gonna stay in this vein. Why, if somebody asks you, how you doing? The first thing you do is fine, and you're not fucking fine. Like, aren't you tired of being like that? Now, I'm not saying being like some women, like, how you doing, girl? Everything fucked up, girl. I had to put my son out of that. Now, I ain't say that. You know, where you didn't unload all your business to everybody. They were like, oh, girl, she done overwhelmed me. I ain't want to know all of that. But I'm talking about being honest with yourself. If you're not okay, it's okay to not be okay. Because if you acknowledge that, then at least you can do something about it. A. Marie, I know she don't mind me. Her name is April Lou. She's one of my apprentices. And one of the first things when I told her as being one of my apprentices is that you have to do videos, right? You have to do live videos. Or they could be recorded. And the first thing she said was, I don't want to do it because I don't want anybody to hear me talk. They're not going to understand, because she has a speech impediment, right? I don't want to do it because they're not going to understand. I said, well, if they don't understand, it wasn't meant for them to. But if you're going to be a part of this apprenticeship, you're going to talk. I don't give a fuck if all I heard was A. You still going to talk. Did I not have that conversation with you?
Yeah, yes, we did have that conversation a multitude of times.
Now, let me be very clear. The way she talked today is not the same way she talked 2 years ago. So sometimes we just need somebody to push us past what we're comfortable with, because what she was comfortable with was being quiet and not being heard, right? But I wanted to get her out of that. It's just like your baby. When you have a baby, and for those who have kids and they talk like that baby talk, don't nobody understand them but you. And they be like, what did he say? It's like, oh, he said he wants some water. And all you heard was, he putting water. You like, the fuck what did he say? That's how he speak water. You like, what? Oh, he said he wanted some water with a few cubes of ice in a big glass in a straw. You like, you got all that shit from that? So again, what I'm saying is, my moment with her was that for those that are meant to understand what you're trying to say, they're going to understand you. But for those who not, they won't. But we ain't doing it for the people that don't understand. We're doing it for the people that do. So push past your version and be okay with who you are right where you're at. A lot of you guys ask me in readings to my, well, I just want to know, am I good where I'm at? Nigga, you don't need me to tell you if you're good where you at. How do you feel about you? I just want to know, am I where I'm supposed to be? Well, you're there, ain't you? So that's your start. Getting in tune and getting aligned, this is just your start. It doesn't mean you have to stay here, but you just have to have a starting mark. And this is just your start from today on, right? Because I'm going to give you the tools. So the Laborite, Labradorite, that's good for your intuition, for your self-discovery and universal harmony. The Kunzite, Kunzite. Guess what this does? It opens up your heart chakra. The Kunzite, Kunzite. It opens up the heart chakra and it connects with the element of water to create more flow. Mariah Monrovia, you need that. All right, so next one is the rose quartz. Guess what the rose is? Not just for love spells, Ashley Williams. It is also to open up your heart chakra and to remind you of your capacity to give and to receive unconditional love. Which some of y'all, there's a few of you guys in here that don't think that you deserve unconditional love. And please get that out of your head because you definitely do. The selenite. The selenite, we know it to charge up other crystals and stones, but by itself, when you're dealing with your feminine energy, it helps you to access the inner goddess and to connect with your Shakti. So what we talked about so far, the Labradorite, the Kunzite, the rose quartz, the selenite, and now we're going to talk about the peridot. Peridot. This is to help to create abundance and flow by channeling who? Who has the most divine energy? Lakshmi. If y'all don't know who Lakshmi is, please look her up and study her. Lakshmi's manifesting power is so about abundance and flow and creating that type of balance. And when you work with her with the balance and flow, she opens up money for you. Especially if you are a female or you deal with a feminine energy, meaning if you are a gay male per se and you are the feminine part, she will work with you. And that's Lakshmi apostrophe S. Lakshmi apostrophe S. She will help create abundance and flow and manifest in power. Health, she will give you that. Now, you can't serve nobody but her, and you have to serve her. She will burn your fucking house down if you put anybody on her shit. She has to have a place completely by herself, and she likes facing the windows. Moonstone, that is the next one, Moonstone. It helps to connect with the energy of the moon and your intuition. Remember we said that the feminine energy is ruled by what? The moon. A lot of y'all, when y'all were looking at Beyonce and her sister, y'all was like, oh, I don't like the sister because she dealing with the moon. But that's where the energy come from, not the sun. Okay? And the last one, now there's others, but this is specifically for helping you to align with your feminine energy. It is the Amazonite. Amazonite, not Amazon. We're not gonna go on Amazon to order stuff. But the Amazonite. This is to balance both the masculine and feminine energies within you. If you are very masculine female, very kind of hard, you know, the hard chakra kind of hard, this is great to wear in your bra. Now, what this will do in the beginning, and if you guys try it, let me know, it will make you have heart palpitations. It literally gives you like an energy rush, this stone. It does for me. Now, I love you so much, I'm even going to give you scents and herbs. This is how I broke this down. So we're not just talking about it. I'm also giving you great tools to use with this. So you can use herbs and scents in a variety of ways. What we can do with them, we can burn them, we can drink them, we can soak in them as herbs or diffuse them, or you can roll on your skin as oils. You're very welcome, whoever that galaxy is now. Dried violet will help stimulate creativity. If you need to be journaling, you can't really focus on stuff, dried violet is so great to help stimulate creativity. Brahmi, which is B-R-A-H-M-I, B-R-A-H-M-I, and I think you can get this as an oil too. This helps to calm and cool your mind because some of you helpers cannot get out of your head for shit. You can't take a compliment and you absorb an insult like it is the end of the fucking world. You don't know how to be calm about shit and you play things in your head like it's a fucking movie. It was 2005, child. He didn't know no better and you didn't either. And you still played it in your head. One word, you are completely fucking triggered. If you are triggered by every fucking thing, that Brahmi, B-R-A-H-M-I, it will calm you and cool your mind. Please put that in some water or some type of coconut oil and drop that in your fucking dress and locks under that goddamn wig and them braids and massage that shit in your head. Mary Green, look at her. She was like, I got a fresh sew-in. She ain't talking to me. I just got a fresh sew-in. She, Because Mary live in her head. Oh, okay, she can't even sit at the fucking stoplight. Oh, Lord, she'll miss the goddamn light thinking about some shit that ain't even happen no more. And she done replayed that and then got mad. Mary done got so goddamn mad, don't nobody call her after that because you probably gonna catch hell because she mad and this shit happened in 2006. Mary, if you don't let that shit go, it is 2020. You are a whole decade older still holding on to that. He only had 4 outfits, honey. Just move on. Move on. We know you bought him them J's. That's all right. You bought him them J's in a couple of games and he was all right with him because he was at the house. That's all right. You're gonna have to let that go. You're gonna have to go. The next one is hibiscus. It helps to assist you in your psychic growth and it also promotes tranquility. This is something that is drinkable. You can make a tea with it. Hibiscus is one of those things, they are hard to fucking break down, but you can use it pretty much for everything. I damn near tore up a blender trying to blend up some damn hibiscus. I was like, God damn, Justin got the blade all stuck and shit. My husband, I thought you knew how to shut up, nigga. I ain't know how, I'm still trying to figure this shit out. Shut up. Always be ready for me to fuck up so you can have something to say. So, also that Brahmi is good for beauticians. If you deal with a lot of people, their ori, their head, do you know as a beautician and you are braiding and you are fucking with other people's heads, guess what also you're doing with their heads? You are absorbing their thoughts, their feelings, their energies. Did y'all know as a beautician, you should be cleansing your hands a lot, not because of COVID-19 and you don't want to catch the germ, but because you absorb everything directly to the scalp. So if you are a beautician, a braider, anything that deals with the face, estheticians, and the head, you should be always cleansing what? Your hands. You should be protecting your what? Your hands, because that's where you absorb everything too. Did y'all know that? Now you do. All right. Look at that. If I ain't taught you nothing else, girl, if you a beautician, because y'all gonna say that like y'all been doing it. Watch. Be like, girl, you know, girl, you got that from me, but that's all right. Y'all doing like just like the rest of everybody. I seen this ugly palette princess on Instagram talking about doing everything in excellence. Well, I guess folding your sheets up on the floor and putting your pillow up nicely in the corner, that's excellence too. Well, okay, all right. Well, you better fold it then, girl. You better use that foot pedal and pumping that air mattress up. You better with excellence. That's right. Yeah, that's it. All right. So the next one, I was like, I say that. So the next one is lavender. Lavender. Lavender is also great for protection. Put it at the four corners of your bed if you suffer from nightmares and dreams and stuff. And if you see the little shadow people all the time, Mia, because you live in your head too, especially at night. Yeah, we're going to have to fight against it. So lavender at the four corners of your bed, if I read you and I call your name specifically telling you to do stuff, that is just a spirit. Go ahead and do it and be obedient, okay? No need to look shocked. Just make notes and write it down to keep going. Mia, do we need to talk, darling? Okay, all right, I can feel that. So lavender is good to soothe, to calm, and it promotes the energy of just being, which is what a lot of you guys suffer from. You are afraid to be present, Johanna Escobar. Learn to be happy in being present. Now, have you ever heard of rose hips before? All right, so rose hips is good to promote healing, compassion, and self-love. Morgan, you need some rose hips. You too, Jocelyn. And Rhonda with this dark light and shit. I can still see you, girl. Melanie. Where is Melanie? Let me find her. Rose hips. Yeah, that's right. Melanie, I want you to get you some Jupiter oil. Juniper. And it's LA Davis, you too. Because you guys need to learn how to connect to your inner wisdom. LA Davis is very intuitive, but LA Davis, she don't trust herself. I don't know if she done fried all that shit with that blonde hair in her head. I don't know. But she need to work on that. That's why she ain't in the business that she's supposed to be in, and she keep making fucked up ass decisions. But I'm not gonna go there because I'm not gonna read y'all like that because other people gonna watch this too. All right, I'm gonna move on. Sonia Monet. All right. So now I've given you guys some tips like that. You guys go ahead and take your little 5-minute break. I'm gonna have my first glass of CNA and drug dealer cocktail, which is the Stella Rose and Hennessy. I'll be back and we're going to talk about divine masculine versus divine feminine, okay? All right, I'll see you in a few. Thank you. All right. Yay. We are back. And I got the most important out, so now I'm going to drink with y'all. All right. If you thought the first part was fucked up, just as bad how this is going to be. Okay. Oh, a little bit more Hennessy than I thought I'm putting her. All right. So we are going to talk about divine masculine versus divine feminine. So feminine energy is the essence that makes you double take as a woman crossing the street, right? So when she kisses her baby, it's the underlying force perpetuating that expression of life. It drives the masculine to work hard, rather it evokes a response from the masculine energy. Now, starting off what I say by that, the masculine energy in my husband makes him be the provider. My feminine energy, because I allow him to be that whatever, right? It makes him want to work hard for me. Because he's my protector and it's his job to create that safe haven for me, right? But sometimes I can be a little much and I'm like, I'm gonna, and then I have to remind myself that I love him so much because he made it easy for me. Excuse me one second. You know how them damn smart refrigerators, they'll start talking and ding ding and all of that shit. So anyway, the masculine energy drives men to work hard. Rather, it evokes the response from that. So we encourage him to provide for his family. For those who have not experienced that, it's work either way. But you have to forgive yourself for not feeling like you enough. I don't know why, like, it's so hard for some people just to let people just be. But it starts with you. There are a few of you, and Spirit is telling me that you're ready for a ring. You've been dating this guy, and you're ready for a ring, and you want to be married, and you want this person to be it, right? Because you've been with them for so long. But if you have not ignited that thing in them that makes them want to be the protector, that makes them want to be the provider, and if you mess things up in the aspect of taking away his energy, he doesn't really feel like he can give you that. You want to know why? Because you talk to him crazy as fuck. You make him not be enough because it's not living up to your expectations. But baby, you the one that got that nigga that got 13 felonies. Well, of course he can't get no job at the bank. He damn near robbed it, and they don't want him there because they scared he might go back to his old ways. Yes? So what are we saying? We saying that the ancients refer to this energy between the yin and the yang, the masculine and feminine, is that Shiitake. Remember I said that that's the ancient India. The Shekinah is Kabbalah. I hope y'all writing this down. This is something I want you guys to study. I'm drinking loud. I sound like a fucking kid outside, drinking from the water hose. It's hot as fuck. Anyway, the Gaia is also known as Mother Earth and Wicca, and even the modern Catholicisms like the Eve and the Mother Mary, you know, feminine energy is the healer energy, the caretaker. I've never known so many spiritualists, yes, Shekinah. I've never known so many spiritualists that are healers that are not into their divine feminine energy, and it happens a lot. You see it a lot, and I'll be like, how does that work? But anyway, that's what they should be on, because it has to be, you know, it has to be a balance. Did y'all know that feminine energy is also the dark matter of the earth? Did y'all know that? Write that down. I'm not lying. Because we are the creators. We create life. You get it? And there's more dark matter than there is anything else. 90-some% of the earth is dark matter. Why do you think that the earth, they say, is controlled by what? Women. Because we control the dark matter because we are what? The dark matter. Did y'all know that? Divine feminine energy of iniquity. The most ancient people practiced a earth-based spirituality, worshiping Mother Earth, fertility, growth, death, and rebirth in all aspects of the civilizations, right? We see signs of goddesses worship as far as back as 33,000 years ago. If you guys study the Venus of Willendorf, it's a statue. It's like 33,000 years old. Mother Earth controls the planets, the suns, the moons, the plants, the flowers, the weather, and procreation. Do you know just how important you are in your natural state? Do you guys get that? I don't think you do. The woman energy, the feminine energy, is essential for sustaining life on Earth. We are the creators, the mammals, so to speak. Do y'all know before there was a calendar, before the synthetic drugs, time, space, travel, there was no way of measuring or gauging our collective realities. It was just her, the Mother Earth. Our relationship was mutually beneficial. I just don't think you get how important you are. If you realized how important you are, you would never hate on another female. You would never have a jealous bone, spirit, energy with another female. Be honest. Are y'all jealous of somebody? Be honest. I guarantee her life is nothing like what you think it is. And it's such a waste of your own energy. I don't want from this night forward, I want you to take accountability, and I don't ever want you to be jealous of another woman again. You don't know what type of hell sister went through. I've had some of my husband's friends will sit up and tell him, man, I wish I had a wife like that. And he'd be like, no, you don't. I'm like, hold on, nigga. I'm a prize. He'd be like, see, you see that right there? But do you know how many years of conditioning it took for both of us of getting to know each other and dealing with, because this is the thing I want you guys to realize, especially those who are wanting marriage. I don't know why I keep talking about this. For those that are wanting marriage, it takes years to train your man. What'd I say? It takes years to train your man. I hope y'all don't think that the nigga that Damon is today, he was that nigga when I first met him. Because I can tell you right now, he was not. That nigga had 7 pair of underwear and they was thin as a piece of Swiss cheese. I was like, why are you making all this truck driving money and your drawers, you can fucking see through them. They look like a sheer cheap ass dollar store curtain. Now, I'm not saying anything is wrong with dollar store curtains, but I'm just saying, I was like, where are your clothes? I told my husband, and I want to put this on y'all motherfucking mind real quick. And this ain't the Hennessy talking, well, maybe just a little bit. I told him, and this is how you know how you are with people. I told my husband, any condition I leave you in is better than the condition that I found you in. Let that be understood and known. Whatever I leave you in, right, it's still better than what I found you in. I didn't even know you was that goddamn tall when I first met you. I thought you about 5'9", 5'10". Nigga, you a whole 6'1". But you can tell you 6'1" now because you know how to sit up and hold your chest out and stick your chest out and you're tall and all of that shit. But you wasn't like that when I first met you. My husband got all the conversation and all the mouth for the world. He's a Capricorn and he's an incredible asshole now, and he really shines through as a asshole. Now, when I first met my husband, the nigga whispered when he talked. Now he opened his mouth and have the nerve to have bass. Sometimes I have to catch myself from saying, can you please turn the volume down from your voice, because you couldn't even talk above a whisper when I first met you. Maybe I need to do a spell to make you go back there, huh? So I'm just saying, we all must work on understanding what reality is and not fantasy. I don't want anyone to ever say, well, I want a marriage like Duchess. I see people saying that. Y'all see that in the group. They goes, no, we not. You don't know what the fuck I had to deal with. You don't know what the fuck he had to deal with. I couldn't stop cheating at first. I mean, you know what I'm talking about? 1 dick, 2 dicks, 3 dicks, 4 dicks. That was just, I mean, hey. I thought I was supposed to have mouth. I didn't know. I'm being honest. Shit. Hell, y'all come around me. Shit. Fine and shit. Get your ass gone now. Shit, I didn't know I wasn't supposed to have mouth. I'm a goddess. I'm supposed to have whatever I want. Don't that include niggas too? I didn't know I wasn't supposed to do all of that. Shit, I had to learn. Y'all don't know what he done been. It's his drink. Y'all don't know what he done been through. Quit talking about hashtag goals. You don't know. Shit, I might be cheating now. I'm just saying, I'm not. I'm saying, look at everybody. Ooh, she said no. I'm just saying, don't ever make anybody your goal. You be your goal. You are your relationship goal. That's my point. You are your relationship goal. Nobody else. Now, I used to look at my mom and dad and be like, they got a great marriage. Okay, further down the line, as I got older, I realized that my family was poly. I had no fucking clue. I thought the bitch was just stayed there, and I thought everybody was cool. I didn't know that was fucking that girl. I didn't know they was fucking that woman, and had been fucking her for over 20 motherfucking years. I just thought she liked to clean up my room and wash my clothes. I didn't know the girl was a part of the family like that till I got grown. Here I am talking about my mom and dad been married for 50 years. I want a marriage like that. I'm just saying. Y'all just don't know what go on in people's house. So I don't know why I'm on this shit, but I think y'all need to hear this so that you can get out of your head when it comes to other people, because you really don't know. You know what I'm saying? I used to be like, my mom and daddy never argued. Well, if he had 2 pussies to fuck, it really ain't no motherfucking point nobody arguing in the house no goddamn way, because nigga, you living it up. But y'all don't like hearing it. Y'all want to hear, they've been married for 50 years and I never heard them argue, and they had the best relationship ever. And I think it was the housekeeper that lived with us for 30 years and they all slept in the same bed together. I don't know. That's just how they clean up. Listen, I'm just saying, you are your goal. You are your blueprint. Y'all don't like to hear that. Y'all like to hear that cutesy shit. That's why some of y'all still fucking the same nigga. Don't pay $1,000 worth of bills in your house right now. That's why some of y'all had to put them earphones on, because y'all ain't want him to hear. Because he been thumped you in the back of your motherfucking head and shit, listening to me. So, anyway. Study the Greek goddess Aphrodite. If y'all want to get into that, she represents love and infatuation. She really helps with reproduction and fertility and stuff too. And also she really helps with the divine feminine energy, because it was said that her and Venus can look a nigga in his eyes and just fuck him up. But y'all won't even look a man in his face because you're scared he's gonna see something. Chat, look him in his eyes. Of course, we know that the goddess Isis, she represents healing and resurrection. Remember, she put a whole brother together and fucked him and had a baby with him. I'm like, girl, if that ain't some divine shit, I don't know what is. You know what I'm talking about? Talk about putting a nigga together. They had cut that man up in pieces. And she found all the pieces. And I bet she was so happy when she found the dick. She was like, oh, okay, I'll put this on there. Work it out. All right. So the other Chinese goddess, a lot of you guys be into burning that goddamn paper and the joss paper, but you don't know nothing else about the Asian culture other than the fucking joss paper. Y'all had burned me some. Okay. I want y'all to look up the goddess Kuan Yin. What is it? Kuanyan. She teaches you guys to have mercy and compassion and forgiveness, which is something Shay Shay needs to learn more about, learning how to forgive people. Or the experience of them, Shay Shay, I don't know. We talked about the Hindu goddess, Lakshmi. She brings abundance. I want you guys to really like pick one of these. Pick one of them. Pick the one that resonates with you. That means you got to read and research, right? Pick one of them to help you just solely on your self-love journey and softening up your divine energy, okay? Then you had Mot, Hathor, and Bast. These were also Egyptian goddesses. They represent divine energy and nature. Like Yoruba, they weren't worshipped externally, but they're inside of us. They were highly respected, prominent figures in the Egyptian culture. I like to tell people I'm 2% Egyptian and I'm all about that life. Yeah, just 2%. That's it. Like, it's just dominant. I'm like, I got 2% Egyptian in me. Girl, that ain't even enough. Yes, it was Mot, M-A-A-T, Hathor, H-A-T-H-O-R, and Bast. It's a lot of Bast energy too. B-A-S-T, that's the cat, the Egyptian cat. There's a lot of that energy in here too. I can point them out. Jennifer Turner. It was another one that I seen with that. Sonia Monet, even though she liked to use them goddamn contacts. Ugh. That just bothers me. Even there's different variations on how to spell Bast, but it's Basset. That's her in Egyptian. Even Whitney, you too. Tiffany,
can you spell it? Can you spell it?
B-A-S-T-E-T, B-A-S-T. There's different variations of that. But she's like the Egyptian cat.
Can you tell what she represents again?
They all kind of represent the divine energy. Basset, which is another way, a variation of saying her name, she's really good in sexual. She helps to heal too, like people that have been like molested and stuff like that, per se. She's really good in that. Maya energy too. Rhonda, look at Rhonda. Yeah, she's like, let me go in this light. Just let me in this light. Jocelyn has a Basset energy too. Very much so. None of those women were subservient either. Did y'all know that? None of those Egyptian women were subservient. Ain't that right, Yvette? How you doing, Yvette? Look at you. She was like, hey. She talking about me, I'm talking about you. Restoring the balance. So restoring the balance, that means to what? To heal and to reverse some of the negativity that has manifested through this imbalance. We have to heal the wound. We have to manifest more peace and love. The subconscious, which is the feminine energy, has to reunite with the conscious, which is the masculine energy. And through acknowledging their reliance on one another, the feminine divine energy or the feminine energy balances the masculine energy. And without it, the masculine energy is warring and aggressive and it gets out of hand. Why do I say that? Why do I say that? Most men that are aggressive like that, their mothers did not raise them. And grandmama and auntie, and that does not sustain the relationship with the mother. If the man's relationship is destroyed with that feminine energy, guess what he gonna be? A motherfucking fool. And what do I tell y'all? Run. Don't I say that? Run. Are you in? Run. Shay, I want you to run in the wind. I want that from now. Write this down. When y'all are meeting somebody new, ask them, what is the relationship with your mother? What is the relationship with your mother? If the relationship with the mother is bad, his relationship with you will be bad too. Beverly Tisby, you had a question, darling?
No, I didn't. No. I think that might have been from earlier.
Okay. What about, who is it? Is that Gabby Harper? Look, fuck it. No, I was playing.
I didn't do that. Was from earlier.
Okay. So again, restoring the balance, because you want to know why his balance is not restored and why he's so crazy and throw it off. Y'all want to know why? And why you can't even do it? His mother hurt his ego because she didn't want him. Y'all spend 7 years trying to fix Tyrell, and you can't fix him because it's his mama that broke him. And what I tell y'all, you cannot raise a man. You cannot fix a man. You cannot heal a man. You will destroy yourself trying to do so. While the divine feminine energy is starting to regain its understanding of itself, y'all still got a lot of ways to go. Would you say, LA Davis say, make that 8 years, baby? Woo, child. Factual, historic references, art, religion, music, meditation, spirituality, media, mythology, goddess worship are becoming more and more popular, are they not? Everybody is sis, everybody is queen. Oh God, that gets on my fucking nerves. Oh, you want to piss me off, call me sis. Sissy, sus, anything remotely. Every bitch that never called me sissy ain't shit. I'm about to beat all them hoes ass that call me sissy. Hey, sissy. Them the bitches that talk about you. Y'all stop being these bitches' friends, calling y'all sis. She's not your friend. Y'all ain't got the same mom and daddy. Well, maybe the same daddy. You know. Who knows? But technically, no. You want to make my nerves bad? Call me sis. Hey, sis. I don't know. And sissy just gets on my nerves. S-I-S-S-Y. Ain't no balance in that. Ain't no balance in that at all. Hey, queen. Girl, everybody ain't no queen. Some people peasants. Shit. LA Davis said the last bitch that called me sis, fuck my man the night before she invited me to her birthday party. See what I'm talking about? Did that sis shit? This bitch done fucked her man. See? Y'all see what I'm talking about? Somebody, I hope you dragged ass. Now she probably ain't did shit. Probably in her feelings. Somebody, I can't believe he did that. My cancer energy didn't kick in that night, but I got arrested. Oh, well, maybe she did. Where's Kansas Reed? Kansas Reed done beat up a whole 13-year-old, but she ain't in here to tell her story, so I'm gonna leave that alone. Uh-oh, I'm almost out. Kansas called me crying. I beat that little girl. I was like, how old? 13. I'm like, why? And it ain't her daughter. Why is you beating up this child? Ooh, child. All right, so seven characteristics of feminine energy. The divine feminine energy displays itself in many forms, okay? These are 7 characteristics I like to address in particular. The first one is, go get more drinks. The first one is, write it down, creativity. The divine feminine is a creative force that brings all things in existence. The best place to see this is in nature. Some of you guys have never even put your feet in the sand. You've never put your feet in the dirt. You must do that. One of the first assignments I give my apprenticeship, and I make them sit on the earth, which is the ground. If you've never been into tree hugging, hug a fucking tree. That tree is old as Methuselah. It's been here through it all. It's been through all your baby daddies, all of your relationships. Hug a tree, get it in nature. It helps you also to be creative. It helps you with the existence and with the ability to take something and transmute it into something else. The female body can take a seed, plant it for approximately 9 months, and turn it into an entire vehicle to house a conscious being. Again, do you get how creative, how dynamic that you are as a person? There's a certain majestic quality about a woman that cannot be defined with logic or semantics. This quality makes you feel curious and vulnerable and enchanted with that divine feminine energy. On a micro level, it's why you have a horrible day and be instantly cheered up with like a hug from your mom. And on a macro level, it's what raises a man's kundalini. Did y'all know that? Did y'all know that? That you can actually raise a man's kundalini, you can make it rise. And I'm not talking about his penis for those who don't know what the kundalini is. Did everybody know what the kundalini is? Y'all gonna have to go back and look at this video because I'm like really dropping shit real fast. Everybody not really taking notes. Gene McKinney, but you want me to drink more, but I don't see no pen. Oh, now she's gonna pick up a pen. Now she's gonna pick up one like she had in the hand. Child. So what is a kundalini? What is your kundalini? Anybody? Go ahead, Miss Turner.
Kundalini is energy. It kind of lives like at the base of your spine and works its way up. And I believe it's like tantric energy, and it helps to kind of heal and energy channels, and it works with that prana energy that you talked about earlier.
Do you know what also the kundalini is?
Say that again.
Do you also know what it is? What part of your body it is?
I thought it was the spine, your nervous system.
It's also connected to your clitoris.
Didn't know that.
And your third eye. I'm trying to teach y'all some shit. I'm really trying to put y'all on some game with this shit. I'm talking about, yeah. They all kind of work hand in hand because what he smells is what when their kundalini start rising in you. What is he smelling?
Your essence.
Pheromones?
He is smelling your pheromones. Do you know what activates most of the sexual oils and why some of you guys can't get the come fuck me oil to work right? Why some of y'all done had your whole back blown out? You're not using your pheromones. Do you know that your pheromones is a cologne? It's a scent. Now, I'm not talking about the pheromones in between your legs. You done worked all day and you ain't touched a nickel water. That is not what I'm talking about. We don't want them juices. Them ain't pheromones. That's just, I don't even have a name for what the fuck that is, but don't use that. Don't use it. You done pissed about 17 motherfucking times because y'all drinking too much goddamn soda. Don't know what tea is. You don't even want to drink that. Pepsi, Coca-Cola drinking, Sprite, Sunkist, orange drink. Stop drinking that shit. Make your own goddamn soda, Carissa. Get that goddamn machine where you it make the little carbonated water and you can pour the little shit in there. Get that. Y'all drinking all these goddamn Pepsis and sodas and fucking pee smelling acidic than a motherfucker, and then you had a audacity to want him to eat it. He don't want to eat that shit. Someone, I put some of my pheromones behind my ear and he gagged a little bit when he kissed my neck. Yeah, probably because your shit fucked up. And you done made his left nostril burn. Ooh, child. Ooh. But if you cleanse yourself, that means soap and water. If you guys did not get my honey, I don't even know what the fuck I'm calling it. But if y'all don't get that and use it, and I give you instructions, how to wash your ass, how to open up your fucking pussy and clean your vulva. Because some of y'all don't know how to wash your ass properly because your mama was too busy sucking and fucking and did not take the time to teach you how to wash your ass. See, this is what happens when I drink that goddamn Stella Rose and that Hennessy. Do you hear me? So what I included in the honey pot stuff was instructions how to open up the folds in the lips of your fucking pussy and wash it out. You didn't put that shit in your pussy and pussy wet and it smelled like honey and sewage and then have the audacity to want him to go down there and to lick your ass. Girl, I want to help y'all. Young lady told me that she don't like to wash her vagina out. She said, well, I use wipes. And I don't understand why the come fuck me all is not working for me. I said, well, darling, it probably makes him want to gag when he smell your fish pot. She said, oh, no, I don't eat fish. Yeah, but your show smell like it. I bet you do. I bet. Tell me she like wipes in. She don't like because the water burn her skin. Bitch, that's because you're not under it enough. It got to get used. Do y'all know y'all body grow bacteria on the outside too? Child, you got to teach everybody everything. So, I mean, that water be too harsh. Well, what? Well, what you be doing, baby? She said, no, I run the water. I run about, about that much. That much water? And you're a big girl. Them a lot of folds. You got to, I said, baby, you're going to have to let that water rise. Yeah, you're going to let, like, I said, you eat neck bones and stuff like that? She said, yes, ma'am. Pretend you're a neck bone. You got to put the neck bone in the pot and the water got to be over the pot because it boiled down. That's how you got to consider yourself, darling. Oh, Lord. You trying to help them? How you doing, Kayla? Look at Kayla, man. Look at her. I ain't seen you. Nah, I ain't seen you. All right. Back to creativity. I'm just trying to tell y'all how to really work some of this stuff. Sometimes I hate being me. I be like, I don't want to talk to nobody else. Y'all just don't know. Y'all don't even know what I go through with some of these people. Sometimes I don't never want to do another reading. Do y'all know I've taught people how to take a bath? And they be 40-some years old and they don't know? And they wonder why they can't keep nobody? That man don't want to be eating albacore all the time. Sometimes he like things that don't have a smell to him. All right. Ways to cultivate our divine feminine energy. This is going to seem real crazy, y'all, but I'm going to help y'all out. Cooking. You know that thing when you go in the kitchen? That's the thing that's in the center of most people's houses. And it got this thing that got 4 burners on there. I know some of y'all are unfamiliar with that. And you buy these things called pots and pans. I know, Janice, you rather spend your money on her. But sometimes you got to get the pot and pan and you know, and then you get food. That's that place called a grocery store. You know what I'm talking about, Danielle Gray? That thing called grocery store. When you go in there and they sell food. Yeah, some of y'all just know about beauty supply house. Y'all know nothing about y'all know about no grocery store. Only reason time you go in there, you get some chips and shit. You don't want to eat nachos all the goddamn time with fucking rotel and shit. You know what else? Homemaking. Y'all know what homemaking is? Clean up your own goddamn house. Making up a bed does not consist of throwing your comforter over on the top of the pillow. You got to pull them sheets, baby. You got to tighten them up. Creativity. This helps. This helps to cultivate the divine feminine energy. Taking care of your children. I ain't gonna get on there because I'm gonna offend some people in here. Your mama got them. Go get your own goddamn kids. She's so sick of your fucking kids. Them motherfuckers bad, and you ain't doing nothing with them. That's why they disrespect you. Don't even like them. And then get mad if somebody say something to them bad. Little, say, my friend told me, you want to watch my baby? Hell no. No, because I beat kids' ass. You don't want that. They either gonna do that or they gonna be in a fucking corner somewhere. Yo, I don't do that. No, I'm not a good babysitter because everybody don't watch their kids right. Painting is good. Singing, dancing, laugh. Even if you can't dance, I don't think I can dance that good, but I'm gonna do it. Meditating. These are good things. These help to create because we're talking about creativity. The second thing is the warrior spirit of the 7 characteristics. The warrior spirit. Some of y'all got that because all y'all like to do is argue and fight. That's a good part. Balance. Balance in Hannah's iPhone with the red on. Balance, baby. Balance. Do y'all know what black widows are? Anybody know what female black widows are?
The spiders.
The spider that after she made, she killed the spider.
So what do they do?
They killed their mate.
After what?
After they have sex.
That's what some of y'all are. As soon as y'all fuck, y'all done kill them out. He can't, if y'all ain't fucking, he don't even want to deal with you because you run your mouth and ugh. Many other species eat their children too in dire circumstances, but y'all kids so goddamn bad. You probably won't eat them. They fucking skin too tough, little baby. Thank you, darling. Thank you, Daddy. Thank you. Thank you. You are so amazing. He went and got the spiritual bath I want everybody to do. He went and got the ingredients for me. All right, so the divine feminine energy tends to emasculate and devour the masculine energy. This is what tentatively most of y'all are. So you imprison the masculine with the jealousy and to dominate and emasculate the protective nature. So do you know what this card is represented in a tarot for the warrior spirit for the woman that can't keep a man because she's too manlier than him? Now, I'm not talking about the studs and the bulldaggers and stuff. My sister's a stud and a bulldagger, so, you know, it is what it is. We talking about balance, right? And the tarot is represented by the death card. Did y'all know that? That crazy ass energy that y'all have that's always want to argue and fight. Y'all call it the warrior spirit. It is represented in the tarot card by the death card. This card represents a profound change, not being complacent, stepping up to the plate, right? Taking what's yours. But in the warrior spirit, you had the death card in your first reading. You sure did. Probably gonna have it in this one too, you know, change. But anyway, that's neither here nor there, Hannah. So, you have to struggle to overcome, and that's completely okay. But you have to be open to evolution, right? What does evolution mean, guys?
Change.
Growth, change, absolutely. Yes, Candy B. That's what it evolves to. This is a transformation through energy, right? When things fall apart, there's usually a higher purpose. Y'all don't think that. Y'all think when things fall apart, I must have did something wrong. Sometimes it's just a lesson. So to work with this energy, you must accept the fact and learn to identify the lesson in it without reacting emotionally, which some of y'all can't help that because that's all y'all know how to do is act with emotions. Good grief, that's exhausting. So instead of resisting, you have to find gratitude in every situation. Write that down. I need to learn how to find gratitude. The problem is, think about alchemy. When in alchemy, we want to turn lead into gold, right? But we first have to allow the hot fire to blacken and burn the lead. This separates the pure matter from the impure matter, and the only thing left is the strongest material. So alchemy of the divine feminine energy works the same way. We must allow ourselves to go through what we manifest as we are learning and expanding because of it. And as a result, we become better, stronger, and more centered, okay? Who knows who Kali Ma is?
She's the destroyer of ego.
She is also called the Dark Mother, and she's Hindu goddess of creation, preservation, and destruction. She personifies the divine feminine energy. She represents a defied aspect within us all, and rather than a deity that's worshipped outside of ourselves, she's often depicted over her dead consort, Shiva, devouring him with her yoni sexual, devouring his penis. She is Kalima. She's like the Black Widow, spider. In India, the divine feminine is connected to both life parts and birth. Okay, so the important depiction of her is she's a life giver, she's a preserver, and she's also a destroyer. Men typically fear this kind of power within women, and they only like it in dominating circumstances sexually. Find your balance. It's the law of duality. The next one is the deep sense of justice, balance, and morality. That's number 3. Deep sense of justice, balance, and morality. Look up the book. I don't know the author of it. I mean, I don't know the name. I can't think of the author, but it's called The 4 Agreements. The 4 Agreements. And it talks about how we've been chosen to believe what we've been programmed to believe. It's so difficult to recognize and change our core beliefs as we live through them and encounter them every day. You read that book? Okay, great. So an open mind is important for spiritual growth because it allows us to experiment with new ideas. Some of you guys ain't had a new idea since you bought that new pair of panties 2 years ago. I need y'all to live outside. I'm just saying. Somebody said the author is Don Miguel Reels. Thank you. So I need you guys, instead of feeling self-righteous and judgmental and manifesting a reality as the same people who gave us these beliefs. The divine feminine has a very strong sense of justice and balance and morality. It's always trying to look past what we've seen or what seems to be the truth of a matter, okay? Put it to a test. I have a challenge for you guys. Call any of one of your not so like-minded girlfriends or female relatives and see if you can carry on a conversation 10 minutes without becoming emotionally reactive. That's a test of your growth and evolution. Number 4, passive resistance. I don't know how many women who prefer a heated debate over peace and tranquility. We all have both feminine and masculine energy, but I prefer passivity over dominance. And I don't mean submissiveness. Being passive and being submissive is not the same thing. I mean avoiding confrontation and dissolving conflicts before they escalate. Passivity is defined as accepting or following what happens or what others do without being responsive or resistant or reactive. That's what I need you guys to work on. How not to be so emotionally connected to somebody else's belief system and how it differs from yours. Most people think it's a weakness. But did you know that the Egyptians teach that it is passive resistance from the helm that steers the boat? The whole core of feminine energy is to be, or they say to be manipulative, which involves passive resistance. To be able to get your way without fighting about it. It's a subconscious level. And it doesn't have to be violent or aggressive as it manifests its desires. Can y'all do that? Can y'all work on that? It's a subconscious level. The passive resistance. I'm telling you, we're going through this class. Y'all gonna go back and watch this video and y'all gonna find more things that you didn't catch this time. And this really will change your perspective in how you view a lot of things and also how you react to them. Number 5, stronger awareness of thoughts and feelings. All right, Pisces and Cancers, I said feelings. Doing your work, everyone should know the source of their own thoughts and feelings. It's one of the major characteristics, too, of the feminine energy because it's being aware of our emotions and our sudden shifts in emotions. Are you guys aware when your emotions suddenly shift? If you're not aware of it, become aware of it. Become more aware of you, of your triggers. That's the self-love. That's that shadow work. What did I say in my video? That men are like a beam, a singular beam. Women are like a complete, like fucking disco ball. We're everywhere. Learn how to control that. Men are very polar. We are not. Buddha used to say, holding on to anger is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. That's exactly how most people are. Holding on to the anger, you think because you're still mad at this person, it is gone, and they partying like a motherfucker. Holding on to anger is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. Emotions are completely reactive in nature, involving a subjective experience, a psychological response, and a behavioral expressive response. They do not exist in the unseen, the unmanifest, but the underlying cause of the emotions can be addressed in the subconscious. What do I mean by that? That means you are triggered by something. Learn your triggers. That is the only way to be able to control them. I say it all the time. Some of y'all cannot, it is deep. Some of y'all cannot be in my apprenticeship because as soon as I say something to you, you're going to be emotional. I am not emotional like that. Let me be very clear. I don't even give a fuck that you got mad. Okay? I could care less. There are a few of my apprentices in here. April told me that she had lost her job. I was like, so what? People lose their job every day. You wouldn't even happy to her. How you keep asking for a spirit to align you with the things that are for you, but you keep holding on to the shit that you're not even happy with. Doesn't work like that. What are you crying for? Now this gives you an opportunity to do what you want. Okay. So that's just like, I want you guys to be able to throw the emotions out, learn how to balance them, use them when they are necessary, but not all the time. Okay? Understand your feelings, but also understand your disconnect. That helps you. It helps you with working with things and having things and even working men to do what you want them to do. Believe it or not, it's all a game. Yeah, I know that.
Mama, can you go too far with that?
What do you mean? I don't understand. Too far.
Like
what does that mean?
Too far with the not having any emotion, because I think I think I've went too far with that to where you really don't have any emotion about anything.
Yes, you do. I can say I don't give a fuck, but I give all the fucks because I gave a fuck enough to mention it. Because there's a lot of stuff that go on. I don't even open my mouth about it because I really don't give a fuck that way. So can you go too far? I don't really think so. Because if you acknowledged it, it exists. Even if you say, I don't care about that. Because I hate people, I give 0 fucks. No, you give 100 fucks. Because if you didn't give a fuck about it, you wouldn't even talk about it. And you're not numb. You're not numb, you're just tired. You're not numb. There's no such thing because we feel everything. You're just tired. And you've normalized the pain. It's become a reality. You normalized that existence. What do people do when they're in abusive relationships? They normalize it. That's their everyday. Being single, that's a normalized thing. You've normalized, well, I'm just by myself. I ain't gonna never find nobody. But if you say that, you're not. No one is numb. Nobody. We all feel. It's just, what are you doing with that feeling? How are you channeling that? Do you hear what I'm saying?
I do.
You're not numb, you're just tired. And when we tired, we just decide, fuck it. But it's really not a fuck it. Because where's the root of that? Where is the root of all of these things? Where does the root lie? Because until you identify it and deal with it and pluck that shit, it will always exist. Not dealing with something is dealing with it. It really is. And it's not in a healthy way. Because that's avoidance, there's no accountability, and you're not being responsible to it. Because you're over it, but you're not. Does that answer your question?
It does.
So, number 6, we almost done. Number 6 is having a many-sided personality. As my mama used to say, bitch, you talk out of both sides of your mouth. In reality, women play many roles. We the wife, the mother, the daughter, the sister, the girlfriend. You know, sometimes, unfortunately, not to mention the less appreciated roles, the baby mama, the side chick. You know, a baby mama, that seemed like the worst thing in the world, ain't it? To be somebody's baby mama. But you have to empower everything. You know how it is when your mama on the phone and she talking business, and then she would put them on hold and cuss you out and go right. She like, hello, thank you, yes. And could you hold for 1 second? Okay, thank you. If you don't get your motherfucking ass, and then everybody, she go back, okay, thank you. All right, I'm back. Thank you so much for your patience. You like, this bitch crazy. It's just the many sides. But the thing about it is you guys are not creating your own narrative. Simone says create your own narrative, and it's very true. You teach people how to treat you. It's very true. Why have y'all not gotten that yet? Being mean, I ain't nobody gonna, that's not even what that is. Honey exists for a reason, just like vinegar. But what does honey do? It draw in. What does vinegar do? It repel. Chelsea, you had a question, and Gnarly said, what if you're scared to get hurt in relationships? Let me say this and be very clear about that. The only for sure way to fail is to never try. If you never try, you are for sure not to ever have. That is one thing that is guaranteed. And if you think that you can live this world, we ain't nothing but a bunch of cowards now. Everybody afraid to take a chance. You're afraid to take a chance on getting a job. You're afraid to take a chance on being in a relationship. Yeah, goddamn, he be wearing Old Spice, but ain't nobody told him that he can get other colognes and stuff. Maybe you might be the one to change it. But you too are still so caught up in what you think your friends, when they see him, they gonna laugh, but that might be the best man in your motherfucking life. If he was already fixed and stable and steady, he wouldn't want you. But it was probably something that he saw in you. You can't be afraid to take a chance. Do you honestly think that we were born here to be by ourselves? But we ain't nothing but a bunch of cowards. We scared to take a chance on anything and then be mad when the next bitch winning. But she ain't scared to take a chance. Huh? Y'all a fuck a nigga without no rubber and don't even want to take a chance on fucking starting a business. Somebody, I don't want to take no risk on that. But you fucking a tricky dick. You don't even know. Like, what the fuck? I don't even know what to say sometimes. I'm like, you just asked me about somebody else's nigga, but you scared to start a big girl. I don't even understand. Whew. Y'all priorities be so fucked up. I ain't never seen nothing like that in my life. Let me tell y'all something, and I really mean this, and write this down. People are good until they not. But you get to decide how you deal with them. Right? If you are doing your work, you ask Spirit to reveal things to you. Will they not? But y'all talk too much. So you don't get to listen because you always want to be heard. That goes along with number 7. Feeling the need to self-sacrifice to remain virtuous. Let me say it again. Feeling the need to self-sacrifice to remain virtuous. We have this normalized conception of thinking that we have to suffer. We got to stop that too. Can I tell y'all something? There is no such thing as sacrifice. There is no such thing as sacrifice. You want to know why? Everything is an energetic exchange. When it seems you are carrying the load for someone else, you are really projecting a reality you've likely been living in for a long time. As an alchemist of the divine feminine energy, it is your job to absorb the unconsciousness and transform it. No, ma'am, Tiffany Nicole, your mother was incorrect. That is a example of poor raising. And I'm not saying that, I'm saying that's how we are. We've normalized that. By choosing to sacrifice, we energetically saying either I can handle more and I'm stronger and I'm more equipped, or I'm too weak to say no because it seems like the circumstances are out of my control. Y'all want me to repeat that? When you choose to sacrifice, you're energetically saying either I can handle more as I am stronger and more equipped, or I am too weak to say no because it seems like the circumstances are out of my control. But either way, this is a self-centered reality that you're experiencing that you created yourself. I've known people to sacrifice money to send their kids to school, right? And it wasn't the child's choice, but their own. And usually for some selfish reason. I've known people that go into debt for buying Christmas presents. A lot of y'all have done it in here. And it wasn't because the kid forced them, right? It's because they felt the pressure to live a certain lifestyle and participate in its highly commercialized holiday. Your ego. I've known people to tithe they last of their life savings when they can't pay their bills because they didn't want to embarrass themselves in front of a congregation. This tendency for self-sacrifice is a characteristic of feminine energy for sure. You want to capitalize on that and fix it and stop it. Stop with the sacrifice shit. Didn't I say that earlier? All of that, well, I became a mother and them kids gonna be all right. This is a bad characteristic, but it's a characteristic nonetheless. In the wild, we sacrifice for our children so they can survive another day. So that sacrifice is natural, right? When we just don't get trapped on the illusionary side of it, thinking that we will attract great things through sacrifice, that is wrong. This is healing, Tiffany, and I hope you guys are recognizing yourself in this. I hope when I upload the video and that it's sent to your email, I hope you watch it again and again because I want you to learn and to get this so that you never go through this again. Because I didn't just tell you about the feminine energy, I also told you how to heal from it. What you take from this is on you. If y'all haven't taken the Sex Magic 1 and 2, take that fucking class. It goes with this hand in hand. If you haven't taken my Woman Mancy class, I teach this all the time. I want you to be phenomenal. I want you to be wonderful, wonderfully made, wonderfully energetically, energy-ass women. And I want you to find your peace because that's your divine feminine energy. It's finding the peace within to make good, healthy choices. Because a lot of y'all give y'all money and y'all time and y'all want to receive thanks. But that's a what? It's a sacrifice. And it's a thankless sacrifice because you're expecting people to see you in it, right? And then you get mad when they don't appreciate it. They didn't ask for it. You cannot give people what they didn't ask for and expect them to be grateful. Let me say it again for caress. Stop that shit. Stop overextending. The only person you should ever overextend for is who? You. Not your kids, not your man, not your husband. And I have a loving husband. My husband went out there and got everything I need to go over the spiritual battle. Just go over with y'all in a minute. I don't want y'all getting trapped in any more illusions. Do you understand? Even the one that you fitted in your head. Yeah, I'd be like, don't nobody want to see me win. No, child, you don't want to see you win because why do you care? There is a universal law that we have normalized in sacrifice. I don't ever want y'all to do that again. Do you hear me? All right. Any questions? This is now your time to ask me whatever you like that I didn't go over or, well, thank you, Alex, speaking straight through me. Well, thank you, darling. Anybody have any questions? You can either type it or you can ask.
I want to remind you about the spiritual bath. You said about the cut and clear and all of that.
I got it, babe. I just said I was gonna tell y'all when we gotta do with the question.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, she ain't listen. Next.
Miss Duchess, I have a question. Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
You mentioned something about we don't know how to use our pheromones, and I was just wondering what are some ways that what are the proper ways that we are to use our pheromones? Like, what do we do to use our pheromones?
If you are doing it to attract a man, if you are doing it to you can even put your essence in your oils. Because remember, we say that it comes from the womb. The womb is where? Between your legs is life.
Right. Okay.
Now, please wash your ass before you do it and get in them folds.
Absolutely.
Okay.
That's
important to add that part in there.
Okay. Thank you.
So how do you balance being a boss and remaining divinely feminine? I'm still a woman, and I don't have to be offensive, because we confuse offensive with being strong. Well, I'm just a strong Black woman. No, you are rude and offensive. Remember, think honey. Don't think vinegar. I could be like, well, I want this, or I can be like, hello, I have a question. Can you please help me? It's a big difference. The 3 qualities of the rose hip is it promotes healing, compassion, and self-love.
Duchess, you mentioned about we're able to raise a man's kundalini. How do you do that?
You do it with your 9 times out of 10, it's your pheromones. And that's also a for sure way to know if he actually likes you or not. Because if he's not responsive to him, he's not going to be responsive to you. You have to pay attention. Remember? That means we need to listen more than we talk. The empowerment is you already know that you're strong. Think honey, not vinegar. Pombagira. Pombagira is very picky. She's very picky, very, very picky. But she is she's a very strong woman to use, a deity to use, but she's not for everybody. That's why I chose not to really talk about her, because she's really not on the feminine energy as much as she is very choosy. And if you are not healed, she will not work with you. If you are not comfortable with yourself, she will not work with you. If you are confused and you're really not self-assured, she will not work with you. She won't.
You said that a couple of us was with the basic energy.
Mm-hmm. Oh. Yeah, I named who they were. Yeah, that means if I didn't say you, no. Okay. Can you outgrow your husband? Yes, absolutely. Because remember what I said earlier. Remember, we meet a man where we are. That means if we are unhealed, we are unlearned, and we meet someone that, remember, everything is a vibration, right? Every attraction is a vibration. So at that time, you might have been vibrating here, so was he. Okay? So you evolving, you doing your work, right? Is it a self-sacrifice to stay, to spare his feelings? It is, because it's unfair to you. Remember, I'm not saying that y'all got to be selfish, but what I'm saying is you have to be self-full. And if he no longer fulfills those needs and you've had a talk with him and you allowed him the opportunity, I'm not saying no 6 months to a year, but some men, they can't live up to that expectation. They never could in the beginning. But because you were where you were, you settled for that. That's what happens in a lot of relationships. We just settled. But now you on your divine feminine energy shit. Now you on your, you know what I'm saying? You different now. So really, you're different, right? But he's still the same. Because that was the same person that you was with at first. It's just that you were the same too. There has to be a evolution within you. There has to be if you are still picking the same type of niggas, I really need you to check yourself. They just look different, but they the same type. So if you're staying with somebody that you're really not happy with, why? Because you're trying to spur his feelings. What did I tell you? You're probably going to leave him in a better condition now than when you found him. Because now he got shoes. He ain't had him in the shoes at first. Remember, he ain't had them drawers like that. Nigga didn't even know they made dress socks because he used to wear regular football socks up to his knees and shit with dress shoes because he ain't know no better. Now he know better by fucking with you. I would tell you, and I mean this, don't you ever stay to spur somebody else's feelings. If you don't love them like that, if you don't want them like that, go. Because it's not fair. You fuck around, miss your man, holding on to this nigga here. Mm-hmm. He really wasn't what you wanted in the first place, but you just settled for him because he was a body, remember? Other than shadow work, are there any other ways from healing from the toxic single mother? Are you talking about yourself or are you talking about your mama? If you have a glass candle that has turned black on you, you need to get you some crossroad dirt. 1, 2, 3, 4. Take the class, right? I have a crossroad class, but take crossroad dirt and fill up that candle and bust it and try to do it again. Because something is crossed. Somebody either try to work you or you working yourself. Most times you are working yourself. Crossword dirt. Is sexual energy the same as divine feminine energy? Somewhat. But remember, divine energy goes way deeper than just fucking. That's just a part of it. It goes way deeper than that. How do you see yourself as a person? Some of y'all don't even know how y'all pussy look. You ain't never took a mirror, opened up your fucking twat so you can see it, split your lips where you can see it, and you don't even know where your vulva is. You don't even know what type of clit you got. Clitoris for those.
Mama, I was gonna ask, I think I'm gonna do the self-love kit, but I wanted to ask, how do you repair or lift back up your confidence where you can see yourself again?
What made you stop seeing yourself?
I just think it just had, I want to see who I am in spirit, void of trauma, what I went through with this baby daddy, my body changing through all these pregnancies and illnesses I've had, things like that, where I feel like it's hard for me to remember who I am, in spirit, not anything surface level. I mean, seeing myself again.
So let me ask you something. How do you undress?
How do I undress?
Yeah, like when you get ready to take a bath or a shower, how do you undress?
I just have to hurry up, take off my clothes, and I just jump in because I'm tired usually, or.
So part of that healing is to take your time.
Mm,
How do you expect to see yourself in any kind of way when you just said that you hurry and you tired?
mm, mm.
Where is the
Because
self-love in that?
anything I do for self, it's always in a hurry because I got to get to this or do that.
What did I say about the sacrifice?
Mm-hmm.
You're sacrificing your spirituality. You're sacrifice. I take a bath literally almost every night because sometimes I just take a shower, but I take a bath literally almost every night. And do you know why I'm taking a bath? Not because it just feels so good and I like to lay in the water. I like to look at my feet. I like to look at my legs. I like to lay there and let the water just be on me. I like my knees, they're not black. Cause I do be on them a lot sometimes for Damon. But they're not black, it's colored. I take the time to shave my legs or to wax. I take the time to enjoy my body because how can I expect the spirits that flow through me to enjoy what they come through if I don't take a look at it? I fall in love with myself every night because this is my body. This is me. How can we expect other people to look at us with such beauty if we don't do that? I challenge you, y'all, get a journal, get a book, and every night I want you to undress in front of a mirror. I have mirrors in front of my bed. I have mirrors all in my bathroom. I can't walk in my bathroom and in my bedroom without looking in the mirror. Every night, find something different to love about your body. If it's your areolas, if it's your shoulders, your neck, your ears, this is you. Remember, everything attracts something. Remember, we talking about energy. So like attracts like. You say, well, I'm talking about spiritually, but it's all relative though, right? The physical has to go in alignment with the spiritual. We can't rush through this, y'all. We can't. We can no longer afford to do that because that's a sacrifice. And what do we say? We don't make sacrifices like that. That's a false reality. It's an illusion. You have to make the time, even if that means saying, get the fuck out of my bathroom. I need this hour. I need this 30 minutes. Some of y'all don't even masturbate. Why? Because you can't focus your mind on the sexuality of anything to align your body to your mind to make yourself have an orgasm. Where is the power in that? It's not.
I have a question.
Sure.
I wanted to get clarity on when you were talking about like not, I guess, talking as much or wanting to be heard, because I definitely struggle with that, like mainly wanting to be understood. And it's when I'm in confrontation, which I don't necessarily like confrontation, but I want to be understood if I am. So
but if you are into it with a person and they purposely don't want to understand you, now you are arguing with yourself. Because they're not gonna get it because they don't want to. And it's not your job to fix it. Do you know, Miss Fox, it is not even you that could change my mind about you. You know what will change my mind about you? Somebody else talking about you and they saying how this, you're that. And I go, well, I ain't see that. But she is. She this, she that. Have any of you guys ever put yourself in a position where y'all had to defend me? Somebody said, well, she this and she that, or she, and you go like, no, she not. She like this, she like that. Well, I don't see that. Well, you don't know her. You haven't got, do you understand what I'm saying? But I can see that same person and I'm trying to explain who I am. They're going to purposely not. So what I'm saying is, Ms. Fox, it is not your job to make people understand you. Your job is just to be. Do you see how simple that is? You will be tired as fuck trying to change everybody's mind about you. You can't do that, baby.
I agree. I think that I came to realize that, and you saying that is like my, I guess, second time hearing it, but I came to realize like my need to be understood when I was in confrontation with someone I had been friends with for like, I guess 5 years or so, and I didn't realize that that was an issue. Like wanting to be understood, I didn't realize it was an issue until we started getting into confrontations before. Whereas anybody else is like, okay, well, I don't really care about being understood by you.
I mean, but the thing about it is, this person probably had a problem with you anyway.
I can understand.
And something sparked that. So because you want to salvage that toxic ass probably relationship that was one-sided anyway, you're looking at, well, I don't want to lose nobody else. But maybe you need to. Y'all better learn, if people don't serve your greater good, why are they in your life? Why? If you have friends that you can't even discuss your success with because they're going to say you bougie and all you do is brag, why would you tell them anything? Why do you even have these toxic, why do we normalize toxicity? Because that's what you're doing at this point. Don't you know how hard it is just to be happy by yourself, trying to please unhappy people that ain't even happy with their life? And you trying to convince them that you're a good person when they probably don't even think they're a good person? Someone else said, should shadow work be done before self-love? It's the same thing. It's a little deeper, but it's the same thing. Another person asks, does having a hysterectomy affect divine energy? No, not if you don't want it to. It's our choice. Now, you might have to work a little bit harder because a hysterectomy affects the hormones. And it's the hormones, and then it's also a mental capacity of what you think makes you a woman. Right? Go ahead.
Ovaries. If they take your ovaries, then that's hormonal. If you still have I've had a hysterectomy. I still have my ovaries, but I don't have any issues with that. If they take your ovaries, then yeah, you have your ovaries are your hormones.
Right, which in that case, you have to work a little bit harder. Because maybe that cooch don't get as wet, but hey, I sell shit. They say the store sell shit. They got porn all the time. They got goddamn whole rabbit hole you go down looking at some porn. I remember one night I went to bed looking at porn because I was trying to find a scene that I liked. And I fuck around and fell asleep. And I still had the little bud in my ear because I was going to play with my shit and then wake Damon up to get some dick. But I had went to sleep, right? Now I was looking up deep thrusting. You know, it's a guy, I don't know his name, but he be deep thrusting so motherfucking hard with the girl. I don't even like some black ass, bald head ass dick. I can't even think his name. I woke up and it was some Furbies fucking. I'm like, how the fuck did it get to the Furbies fucking? What in the fuck? A fox and a motherfucking bird. They got on the costume. How did it's just a rabbit hole of shit. I was like, how did I get on some Furbies fucking? I was looking at deep thrust. How did I get on this? So all I'm saying is you might have to work a little bit harder, but some of y'all don't even know what you like in porn because you ain't took the time because you're so busy. You have to take the time, y'all. How can you tell people what you like or what you want done to you if you don't take the time? We can't rush through this because I got to hurry up and that. No, ma'am. Melanie, you sell products for people yonis. You need to work on that because that might be a block on why you haven't sold more stuff. I'm just saying.
I have a question, Mama.
Sure.
Okay, I've been working a lot, like on my shadow work and my healing, and like I'm in the process of getting into like a new relationship with another woman, and she's more of, you know, a softer woman. Now hearing about divine energy, and I guess I feel like I'm not healing like fast enough to, I guess, catch up to where she is. And I know she's good for me. Like I know that's where
It's not a race, it's not a competition.
I know, but I feel like I'm not, I guess I'm feeling like I'm not moving along fast enough, like a normal pace, or maybe my demands on myself.
So is she making it an issue or are you?
Me.
Okay, well, if you're making it an issue, then you need to understand this is not a race. And you need to be honest and forthcoming with her and let her know this is why I act like this. To be transparent, my sister is like that. My sister hold on to every piece of hurt that she's ever been through in her whole entire life.
Right.
She projects it to every female that she dates. And always the ending result, they get tired of her motherfucking ass. And they dump her. So with this particular chick here, I literally said, you need to explain to her about your pain and how you have not healed from it. And if she's patient enough to deal with it, because now you have given her a clear understanding and you've given her a choice. But the fact of the matter is, there is no time period other than the one that you give it, because you know what your problem is better than anybody else.
And I think it is my expectations on myself, because she knows about everything and she's like real patient, like, you know,
well, then, baby, I just have one thing: calm the fuck down.
Okay.
Or you won't have no pussy. But your own.
Okay, because it's like I just don't want to mess up again. It's like I know where I fucked up at.
Again, I guess you didn't hear me. You have to calm down, for you don't have no pussy from nobody but your own. This means toxic to yourself, to get over yourself.
Yeah.
Let somebody, I haven't had to say this so much in my life. Let somebody love y'all have crazy asses. Half y'all need to be on meds on this motherfucker. Talking about magic, y'all need pills. Y'all won't even get no goddamn help or reading or life coaching or nothing. And y'all get people that'll deal with y'all half crazy ass and y'all will run them off.
She sure won't be.
Let somebody love y'all crazy ass. They know what the fuck they in for. They probably telling their sister right now, girl, that bitch crazy motherfucker, but I love her. Girl, every time I turn around, this bitch lost her goddamn mind, but I love her. I used to ask my husband, why do you deal with any of my shit? He's a whole lot of ass. But the point of it is, it's his choice. Y'all can't be the woman, the man, the brains. You can't be all of it by yourself.
Yeah.
You have to be honest and forthcoming with people. I told him everything up front. I feel like I'm fucked up. And I feel like I'm broken. And I'm trying to fix that. So you're either going to be patient through that process with me, or this ain't going to work.
Okay.
There was points in my life with my husband that I said to him, I don't know if I can ever love you as much as you love me. My husband said, you love me enough. So that took the pressure off of what? I got to match his love. But
right.
I'm matching it. I'm just matching it my way.
Right.
For a year and a half, my husband told me he loved me. I would never say, girl, I'm so tired of this bra. Ooh, I'm about to take it out. Y'all may be glad y'all on here. Some of y'all I don't know y'all like that. I've been and took this motherfucker out. Anyway, my husband, I would say to him, I don't think that I'm ever gonna love you like that. And he would always say, baby, why do you do that? You love me enough. Okay?
Yeah.
Huh? Yeah. Just let them love you. Y'all can't be all the roles, motherfuckers. Y'all can't be all the roles. I'm gonna be the husband, the wife, the friend. I'm gonna be it. No, sit your half crazy ass down. They know.
I have a question.
They know what the fuck they getting when they fuck with you. You probably got good pussy and good head, and your credit all right, and you clean good, and you got a lot of compensating factors that you don't think they compensating factors, but you're trying to run every goddamn thing. If you don't sit down, just sit down.
Okay.
Ooh, child. Y'all just be making shit when it ain't even no motherfucking problem. Y'all just make, I don't even know if we gonna work out because I don't like cooking, but they might love it. You can't be everything. Okay? Let somebody love y'all. God damn. Ooh. All right.
Duchess, can you talk about working with Aphrodite? I've been wanting to work with her, so can you talk about that a little bit?
I'm gonna say when it comes to gods and goddesses and deities like that, I named her because I think she's worthy, but you need to research her for yourself.
So I have, and I've actually set something up. I've set up something for her, but I haven't initiated because I do want to get more information. So I just wanted to say, actually, this past weekend, I set something up in my home for her. But
well, I'm gonna say this: ask them if they want to work with you.
Okay.
That's always with any goddess or god. Ask them first because they'll give you a sign, and if they don't give you a sign, that is your answer.
So I've used her before and I've seen results, but I've never set anything up for her.
Ask her.
Got it.
If she wants to work with you, meaning you setting something up personal. Anybody can work with any goddess and any Orisha, y'all. Anybody can. They can do anything for you, as long as you serve them well, as long as you're giving them something. That's what we want to talk about in an Orisha class too. Because people think, well, if I'm not this, I can't. Anybody can use pretty much any Orisha, as long as you do what you're supposed to do. Same thing for goddesses. But if you are talking about making an altar, putting in your home, make sure it's a connection. Not just the one in your head, but make sure it's a spirit, and then wait to listen. So that's how you do that. Somebody said, when you do work, do you see the Holy Spirit, part of the Trinity, as feminine energy or Shekinah? I said Shekinah earlier. Should we heighten that in our work, increase the dark energy? I hope that makes sense. You have to do, when it comes to working with your feminine energy, that's on you. If you feel compelled to that, then do it. You're already naturally it. So you can't increase what already is. If that makes sense. This is the extra stuff. You don't need to do nothing extra. You already there. I said that we are 95% of dark energy, right? We are 95% of dark matter. It already exists in us. There's nothing that you have to do to heighten. What you need to do is focus on your own mindset, not necessarily making it, it's already in you. It's already increased. I'm trying to go through, it's a bunch of messages. I didn't want to miss nothing. Coming up as a child, I always had to take a bath. My stepmother never allowed me to take a shower. Didn't understand it then. I appreciate it as an adult now. Absolutely. I have a question about healing and being a lesbian. Sonia Monet, what question do you have?
You already answered it for me, Mama.
Okay, great. So connecting with our divine will help become more dominant in our relationship in the workplace. I don't understand. Connecting to our divine will help become more dominant in our relationship in our workplace. I don't know. I don't know what that means. Oh, Xavier Thick, Mr. Steele. Yes, Max Steele. Okay, thank you. I see that other people have been looking at the same deep stroking videos as I had. I did not know his black bald-headed ass, but I know if he be fucking the deep shit out of those girls. All right. I went to sleep on that. All right. So, crazy Aries. Anybody have an Aries man? Lord, I'm praying for you. Whew.
Hi, Mama. I have a question.
Sure.
In regards to the self-sacrifice, could that be also be considered as low self-esteem? And is that something that can happen within your childhood?
Yeah, I mean, it could be, that could be the root of it. You know, maybe daddy talked about you, or maybe you didn't have a relationship with daddy at all. And that maybe the middle child, them middle child syndromes, baby, they are a force to be reckoned with by themselves, the middle child, or those little terrorists. Because the oldest or the baby, but they not, they in the middle. So yeah, those are naturally demon.
Okay.
Middle child.
Well, probably I'm the demon for my father, but I'm the first for my mom. Why I'm asking about it is because as a child growing up, I had always with regards to money was never there for us growing up. So I would have been enrolled in football and other stuff. And what would happen is that because I saw my mother more or less catching her ass to raise both me and my brother, I would have cut myself out from certain aspects like football and other extracurricular activities in order to fulfill money for my brother.
But my question is, how long will you live there? You're no longer there anymore.
Okay.
You have to redefine that. Remember how I say how y'all wake up every day and you re-traumatize yourself?
Yeah.
That's what you do when you think about that. At the end of the day, there are no rule books. There are no rule books to being a great mom, they write books, but they're still from another person's opinion.
Okay.
Especially if you come from a background, like for instance, if you are an immigrant, you were not born here in the United States, just say for instance, you came from Nigeria, right? And in Nigeria, you know, they had, and I'm just using an example, because, you know, people look at Nigeria, they be thinking about Legos. All Nigeria don't look like Legos. You know what I'm saying? Some of it is a little bit rougher.
Well, so that's for me. Everybody that think you're from the Caribbean, you're from Jamaica. I'm from Trinidad, darling. Sorry.
Right. So they come over to America. So they're the first generation of America, right? Then they have kids. So because they grew up hungry, they grew up they grew up in a village, right? They're so much harder on their kids, right? Because their kids have all these opportunities that they didn't have at that age. So now they deflect all of their issues onto the kids, and they so hard on their kids, but their kids are born here. So they don't know that experience. So again, how long do you keep reliving that? That's, again, you are normalizing that trauma.
Okay.
You are grown.
You
are grown now, and you have to let that go. You have to redefine who Carissa is now, today.
Okay.
Not what happened back then. That's just like me saying, well, my mom gave me away to my aunt. Well, I'm still mad about that. Well, how much fucking longer I'm 41 years old.
I get you.
Well, my daddy had did this, my daddy had did that. I can't relive that. I have to look at today. I have to feel great about today. I have to redefine what that actually means for me.
Catch you.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get you.
I don't have a choice, y'all, and y'all act like y'all don't. You have a choice in how you continue to live your life. It's on you. You are accountable for this. Some of y'all 40, 50 years old. How long y'all gonna keep doing it? You 25. Go get in your house. How long will you keep that up? I choose not to do that. It is not that I'm deflecting. I've just dealt with it, and I'm not gonna keep reliving it. I was literally, I was raped at 14. I couldn't even talk about it, y'all. I would cry. I'm 41 years old. I had a baby at 15 that I don't know anything about. Do you know the joy and fulfillment that I get that every young person that comes to me and I'm able to help them? Because a part of me feels like I just hope that if my daughter needed help, that the same help that I'm extending for other people, that somebody extended it to her. That's the reciprocation of the energy. Because remember, everything is it's energy. It's an exchange of it. So what are you exchanging for your happiness? Is it sacrifice?
Nothing.
Is it living up to somebody else's expectation? Is it living up to a false reality? Some of y'all, Melanie, you didn't gain weight. You done had babies. It's a fact. What are you looking at today? Baby, you ain't got a little bit of waist no more, baby. That waist ain't no 10 no more. That bitch a whole 16. You just gonna have to deal with that. You didn't have a fupa. You didn't have some beautiful, baby. You didn't have twins. Do y'all know that Melanie's son is the face that I use of my soap and have for the last 3 years? Well, you didn't get the bounce back no more. Well, goddamn it, you got a whole man, and he a handsome man too. Cause some of these niggas be ugly than a motherfucker. But you don't have an ugly than a motherfucker man. You got a nice looking man. I think he Creole or some shit. He ain't got a bell pepper nose. He don't look like he lie all the time. I mean, I don't understand. I would set my foot on his neck and say, you feel the heat from that? It's pussy behind it, baby. You got to listen. Y'all got to learn how to be happy. with where you are today. Y'all holding on to them outfits from 96. Don't nobody even wear cross colors no more, bitch. If you don't take that shit out your fucking closet and throw that shit away, I'm gonna get down to that. Bitch, your 18 today ain't gonna be the size 18 that you was at 18. Do y'all understand what I'm saying? Where's the reality? I'm gonna let my hair grow out. When your hair grew out before, you was a different motherfucker. You don't even eat the same no more. So your shit ain't gonna grow like, do y'all understand what I'm saying? This false reality of shit? And then be mad when it don't look like the reality. You knew that nigga wasn't shit when you met him. You think cause you done bought him a basketball and some Jordans and a PS5, he gonna act right? He was cutting up with them XJ900 shoes on and them tennis shoes that he got when he was on parole. You know them tennis shoes when they be in prison and they get out. He was acting a fool with them, and you think you done put some J's on him, he gonna change? No, he's gonna personify the fool that he always was. I just want y'all to get out of y'all head. Well, I was a size 12. Bitch, you's a 22. Listen, you a 22, sis. You might get down to a 12, but that 12 ain't gonna be the same. You done had 7 kids. Some of that shit just don't stretch, it don't tighten back. It just don't do that. So you need to love who you are. Yes, your pussy is different. You didn't have 5 children. It's stretched a little bit, but they got shit for that. They got tightening gels and so, y'all, all I'm saying is you got to work with where you at. You hear me? Well, I used to be, well, if ifs and buts were candy and nuts, baby, we would all have a Merry Christmas. We are here today. It is 2020. Listen, if you ain't had COVID, you ain't coughing and peeing on yourself, you don't have no diseases, you can pay some of your motherfucking bills. If you are in the position right there, you are already ahead of the game. And guess what? You on this side of the dirt, not below. Huh? So anything is fixable, is it not? You know people that done died in the last 2 months or so, but you still here. I just want to love myself. Well, bitch, I bet you if you could switch hands with that motherfucker that died, I bet they'll take your hand and play the hell out them cards. Huh? Shit. Y'all get them out. That's why I want to stop doing readings. I be so sick of this shit. My life. You got HIV? Now. You got cancer? You got a job? Yeah. You married? Yeah, I'm married. You got kids? Yeah, I got kids. They doing good. Well, what's your fucking problem? Anything could be fixed in. Things change. You change. You have to evolve along with it, period. Stop being fucking punks. And I'm not talking about the punks that take dicks up their ass. I'm talking about the punk and you willing to choose to be the weaker link because it is a choice. Melanie, there's nothing wrong with you, baby. You're beautiful. Own your shit. The same thing for all y'all. Stop comparing. It was a reason why I said what I said. Stop comparing your sense to a false sense of beauty. I had a motherfucker tell me, I can't believe you took a picture in a bathing suit. I said, bitch, you better be glad I wasn't fucking naked. Cause you would have seen all them motherfucking rolls, bitch. And your mouth looking like a fucking picket fence. I know you not. Not need and cross-eyed and that big ass space between your listen, you better choose to struggle, bitch, because I done chose mine. Y'all better learn how to own who y'all are and stop giving a fuck. Stop feeling like you have to explain. Like, oh, girl, I got 4 kids, and yeah, they buy 4 different things. Well, I mean, shit, everybody on this motherfucker done fuck 20 niggas. Don't let me point you out, miss, I ain't had sex with that many people. Body count high as motherfucking Luke 12. Just die. Shit. I ain't got no more fucking wine. Own who you are. That's the beauty of it. If y'all was honest, I'm gonna start recording.